Hi, Thrifty Tim here. Yes, I'm having a special edition today of my show, and I'll probably do it tomorrow and Thursday also. The reason why I'm doing this is I had been looking for like all my K-tel records and stuff to JJ Quinell, but then I just had to pull out all my compilation albums, like all my various artist compilation albums. uh, and also all of my greatest hits albums with and or greatest hits compilations, and then all all the live albums that I have. So so I might be up tomorrow and Thursday. Also Friday I have a doctor's appointment in the afternoon. Uh, so because of that, I'm just showing this. Just doing it this way. I'm trying to get them all shown before the end of the month. I have quite a few. I'll give you a quick view of my man cave here, which is the room with my computer, all my music, my stereo, and I'll even show you all the books I have. Uh, I see nobody's viewing yet. So with that said, let me get started here. Let me take my camera. Okay. This first stack here are the ones I'm going to be showing today. And you notice I have stuff all the way down that way. Well, the Moody Blues ones skip over for now. Those are for something else for my later on. So I'm all the way down that way. But you notice it's all record shelves along there that are full, pretty much full. And oh yeah, there's my stereo. Then you see these bookshelves here. There's four shelves on each of them, and I those are some I got for those I got industrial shelving from. Oh, hi, Calvin. Oh, I washed these last week before the washer went on the fritz with this, but yeah, the washer is now fixed. So yeah, do you see all those shelves are pretty much full uh, when I get all these on there. And then I have another one with cubes there. And of course, my laptop's over here. I use my desktop for recording. That right there in the corner there, that's a cot that I picked up at an Army surplus store. See, I slept on one for over a month during Desert Storm. And then until I got my COVID shots, I was sleeping in a separate room in this room instead of in my bedroom with my wife because she worked at a nursing home, so being on the safe side. And then you get to my bookshelves. See, there's three bookshelves. They're double stacked. And you see how full that is. See, that's my other hobby. But with that said, let me get my mic back or my camera back up here. And Calvin, if you or if anybody else when they come on wants to join in, I do have the link uh, listed above. So first of all, I'm going to show all my K-tel albums. Okay, see, this stack's all K-tel. So you can see I have a number of them. First one is Superstars in Country Music. It's from 1978, of course, on K-tel. And it has the Kendos, Johnny Duncan, Crystal Gale, Larry Gatlin, Marty Robbins, Joe Stempley, George Jones and Tammy Wynette, Mel Tellis, Oak Ridge Boys, Loretta Lynn, Charlie Rich, Eddie Rabbit, Roy Clark, Gene Watson, Don Williams, Freddie Fender, David Sugar, and Linda Ronstadt. So it was full of good country artists from that time. Oh, I should tell the number too. That way I'm knocking that out too. The number of this one is WU 3430. And next one, I don't have only one of. I have two. And the album is 26 Non-Stop Sing Along Honky Tonk. And the number of this one is NU-423. This is volume 1 of it. And it says a booklet included. That one of them does have a booklet in it. It said pick both these up at the same day at the same store because I figured if JJ doesn't have this one, he might like a copy of it. But it has like Joanne Castle, Dale Wood, Joe Fingers Carr, Charlie Young, Johnny Maddox. But it has songs like Yellow Rose of Texas, Shine On Harvest Moon, Glowworm, and the Saints Go Marching In, Bill Bailey, Maple Leaf Rag. I'm looking over Leaf Clover, The Sheik of Arabia, American Patrol, Dixie is on there. So there's another K-tel. I don't know whether I gave the number that check. This is NU-423. Am I sounding okay over there? I have my mic moved further back from, but still not that far from me. So the next one is Expressions. The number on it is TU2840. It's from 1980. I think this is the one AJ said was his first one. It has Still by the Commodores. Never Loved This Way Again by Dionne Warwick. Where Were You When I Was Falling in Love by Lobo. I Do Love You by GQ. A Little Bit More by Dr. Hook. So Good, So Right by Brenda Russell. You're Only Lonely by J.D. Souther. Just When I Needed You Most by Randy Van Warmer. Sad Eyes by Robert John. Lead Me On by Maxine Nightingale. Different Roads by Maureen McGovern. Do It or Die by Atlanta Rhythm Section. This Night Won't Last Forever by Michael Johnson. And Please Don't Go by Casey and the Sunshine Band. Okay. And you can have pitch in anytime you want, Calvin, if you have questions of any of these. Okay, the next one is Believe in Music. The number on it is TU227. It's Believe in Music, 22 original hits, original stars. This has Brandy, You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass. Beautiful Sunday by Daniel Boone. I really like that song. Sunny Days by Lighthouse. How Do You Do by Martha McNeil. Long Cool Woman by the Hollies. Go Away Little Girl by Donny Osmond. Backstabbers by the OJs. Go All the Way by the Raspberry. Fly Pretty Baby by Andy and David Williams. Maggie May by Rod Stewart. Sealed with a Kiss by Bobby Vinton. Gypsy Tramps and Thieves by Cher. Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Sweet and Innocent by Donny Osmond. Hold Your Head Up by Argent. Let It Rain by Eric Clapton. Let Your Yappy Yap by Brown Cell Station. No by Bulldog. Money Back Guarantee by Five Man Electrical Band. Speak to the Sky by Rick Springfield. Down by the River by Albert Hammond. And I Believe in Music by Gallery. Okay, my next one is 20. The one JJ named, or just about what you see. There's 20 explosive hits on K-tel. Its number is TU220, and it's from, I'm not sure, but it looks like it might be from 1971, looking down below, because it says some stuff's to be released in July, and it's 1971, not in the back. It's add on there. But this one has In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry, Love Grows from Rosemary Goes by Edison Lightfield, Ooh Child by the Stair Steps, Cry Like a Baby by the Box Tops, Traces by Classic or The Who, I Can See for Miles, Tighter and Tighter by Alive and Kickin', Thrapper by Jaggers, Up Me by T-Set, Elusive Butterfly by Bob Lind, Venus by Shocking Blue, Gracing in the Grass by Hugh Mascala, Traced by the Cufflinks, Ball and Chain by Tommy James, Maybe by 30 Degrees, Going Up the Country by Cantique, The Letter by the Box Tops, Church Saint Soul Revival by Tommy James, When We Get Married by the Intruders, and What May I by Belleville and the Rondells. Next one is Bright Side of Music, 22 original hits, original stars. Its number is TU230, and it's from 1973. It has Obey by Hurricane Smith, I Want to Be With You by the Raspberries, Big City Miss Ruth Ann by Gallery, Motorcycle Mama from Sailcat, Loving You Just Crossed My Mind by Sam Neely, Why Can't We Live Together by Timmy Thomas, Bell Bottom Blues, Eric Clapton, Don't Expect Me to Be Your Friend by Lobo, Wildflower by Skylark, Puppy Love by Donny Osmond, Pinball Wizard, See Me, Feel Me by the New Seekers, Daisy a Day by Judge Drunk, Let's Pretend by the Raspberries, Love Jones by Brighter Side of Darkness, Something's Wrong with Me by Austin Roberts, What Am I Crying For by Donnie Yost and Classics 4, It's Only Out There by The Sweet, Daddy Don't You Walk So Fast by Wayne Newton, Boogie Woogie Man by Paul Davis, Step by Step by Joe Simon, I Got Dance in My Pants and I Want to Dance, Part 1 by James Brown, and the last one is Down by the Lazy River by the Osmonds. Okay, the next one is After Hours. Its number is PTU2920. It's from 1982. The songs on here are Don't Talk to Strangers by Rick Springfield, Open Arms by Journey, Take It Easy on Me by the Lower River Band, When All Is Said and Done by ABBA, Somewhere Down the Road by Barry Manilow, My Girl by Donnie Iris, Nobody Said It Was Easy by LaRue, Turn Your Love Around by George Benson, I've Never Been to Me by Charlene, Sweet Dreams by Air Supply, 100 Ways by Quincy Jones, featuring James Ingram, Going Down by Greg Gidry, Someone Could Lose a Heart Tonight by Eddie Rabbitt, Trouble by Lindsey Buckingham, 65 Love Affair by Paul Davis. Okay, the next album is the rock album, TU2020. It has Somebody Like You by 38 Special. Well, I should say it's from 86. Touch and Go by Emerson, Lake and Powell. Say What by Stevie Ray Vaughan. Boy Inside the Man by Tom Cochrane and Red Rider, After the Fire by Roger Daltrey, The Hunter by GTR, Pretty in Pink by Psychedelic Furs, Live is Life by Opus, Forever Man by Eric Clapton, and Face to Face by Pete Townsend. Okay, here's one that's called Dynamite. It's on the number is TU2360, and it's from 1974. Has Paper Lace it's The Night Chicago Died by Paper Lace. Taking Care of Business by Bachman Turner Overdrive. This Light Tonight by Nazareth. Be Thankful for What You Got by William Devon. I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton. Hollywood Swinging by Kool and the Gang. Steelers Reel by Stuck in the Middle with You. Albert Hammond, I'm a Train. Rock Your Baby by George McRae. Hunky Cat by Elton John. Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks. Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo by Rick Derringer. Meet Me on the Corner Down at Joe's Cafe by Peter Noon. Save the Last Dance for Me by the DeFranco Family featuring Tony DeFranco. Rings by Lobo. The Lord's Prayer by Sister Janet Mead. Love Scene by Love Unlimited Orchestra. Show and Tell by Al Wilson. On and On by Glass Knight and the Pep Sham. Let's put it together by the Stylistics. Okay, this next one I don't have a cover for. It was tucked inside with another album. And but you see the K-tel on there, the K-tel logo and stuff. It's K-tel presents Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Its number is NU9350-2. So it might have been a 2 LP set. I have only 1 LP of it. But start with side 1, the Sonadar by Eyes Adored You. Big Man in Town. Can't Take My Eyes Off You. Ain't That a Shame? And That Reminds Me. Hugging My Pillow. Watch the Flowers Grow. A Patch of Blue. Marlena. Let's Hang On. Fallen Angel. Tell It to the Rain. Connie O. Candy Girl. Come On Marianne. Beggin'. The Proud One. The Reason I Live. Or To Give the Reason I Live. The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. And Stay. Well, I have a second beer now. If you want to, I have to look about if you want to join in on with me. Oh, you do. It's Paul. Just a minute, Paul. Sorry, didn't notice you come up at first.
New from K-tel.
Yeah, I'm showing out my K-tels first and then the similar incident.
Along with that K-tel record vacuum and that record selector.
Yeah. Okay, here's one of my Will Streets and K-tel ones.
I like that one.
Wacky Westerns. It has it's the K-tel number of it is 3280. It's from 1975. Maybe the Bird of Paradise Fly Up Your Nose by Little Jimmy Dickens. Hot Rod Link by Johnny Bond. Chug-a-Lug by Roger Miller. Tennessee Birdwalk by Blanchard and Morgan. Battle of Cucamonga by Homer and Jethro. Mule Skinner, How to Catch an African Skeeter Alive by Little Jimmy Dickens. Mule Skinner Blues by the Fenderman. 10 Little Bottles by Johnny Bond. Long Tall Texan by Murray Kellum. My Uncle Used to Love Me, But She Died by Roger Miller. Sergeant and President of the Yukon by Ray Stevens. World's Biggest Whopper by Junior Samples. You probably remember Junior Samples from the show Hee Haw.
It's not blood samples, it's junior samples, ladies and gentlemen.
And group, the Country BR 541 got their name from his skits in that show. Then there's Little Arrows by Leapy Lee. Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor on the Bedpost Overnight by Lonnie Donegan. How Much Is That Hound Dog in the Window by Homer and Jethro. You Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Herd by Roger Miller. Running Bear by Johnny Preston. Three Seats in the Wind by Johnny Bond. Monkey That Became President by Tom T. Hall. And You Had a Do Wackadoo by Roger Miller.
Oh my God.
Western Movies by Little Olympics.
I was wondering if that was going to be on there. My baby loves the Western movies.
How Come Your Dog Don't Bite Nobody But Me by Mel Tillis and Webb Pierce. Here Come the Elephants by Johnny Bond. And Mr. Custer by Larry Verne.
Oh, God, Mr. Custer. From K-tel.
Next up is Sundown by, which has, the number is WU 3530, and it's from 1980. It has My Heroes Have Always Been Cowboys by Willie Nelson. Pour Me Another Tequila by Eddie Rabbitt. Holding the Bag by Mo Bandy and Joe Stampley. Fooled by a Feeling by Barbara Mandrell. It Must Be Loved by Don Williams. Baby You're Something by John Conley. Nothing But Sure Look Good or Nothing Sure Look Good on You by Gene Watson. The Devil Went Down to Georgia by the Charlie Daniels Band. All the Gold in California by Larry Gatlin. Half the Way by Crystal Gale. I Know a Heartache When I See One by Jennifer Warnes. Don't Take It Away by Conway Twitty. Fools by Jim Ed Brown and Telling Cornelius. Stay With Me by David Sugar. You'd Make an Angel Wanna Cheat by the Kendalls. Nothing as Original as You by the Statler Brothers. So, Paul, I thought you worked today.
You know what? I felt stupid, Tim. I thought I had to work today, too. And surprise, surprise, I got a calendar alert on my phone. And I'm like, I could have sworn my days off were Thursday, Saturday. And I was pleasantly surprised to find out that it's today and tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, hell. So that's why I'm here for a little bit. So since you're showing K-tels, I thought I would throw this out there if it's okay with you. I will shorten this up.
Yeah, that's fine.
It says in 1966, Philip Keys released the company's first compilation album, a collection of 25 country songs entitled 25 Country Hits. Every copy was sold. Now remember, that's 1966. Idea compilation albums were new. Venture unexpected success led to further releases. Like, for example, I know somebody showed it. Maybe it was you. 25 Polka Greats.
No, that's JJ.
Okay. I figured it was JJ or you. Sold 1.5 million copies in the U.S. So, of course, their tagline, 20 original hits, 20 original stars. While most of the compilation albums relied on the pop charts of the day, there was some that focused on specific hits. They brought up 20 power hits and Gold Rock, which I think you showed that one.
Well, like that Frankie Valli one is one that was just a single artist.
You know, that's a neat little comp. I had that thing. I gave it to a friend. I had both records in that. The other one, which if I remember correctly, I think I gave to you, the Eddie Arnold one with the bonus photo.
No, I don't have that one.
I thought I gave you that one. Well, you know what? If I find another copy, I mean, I was surprised that the bonus photo was included. It was in a Goodwill about a year back. I could have sworn I gave it to you, but never mind. That's okay. If I find it again, I'll do that. So here's another interesting thing. Flash forward a little bit here. So the company now earns profits. I'm just reading, of course, from Wiki here, but from its catalog of Billboard charting hits by the original artists, particularly songs from the 50s to the 80s. Tracks include The Twist by Chubby Checker, What I Like About You by the Romantics, Tutti Frutti by Little Richard, Surfin' Bird by the Trashmen, and Help Me Make It Through the Night by Sammy Smith. K-tel distributes more than 200,000 songs worldwide per year on digital platforms, use in commercials and TV programs. And currently they are doing a thing called Mini Pop Kids, which is a series of recordings which include a group of kids from 9 to 13, singing current family-friendly pop hits. Series has sold millions of copies. When it originally was distributed in the 80s, K-tel brought the series back in 2004 and has continued to do so. The latest, which was volume 18, released in 2020. The series promoted by a touring group that performs shows across Canada for all the Canucks up there. So, yeah. I mean, what was your first K-tel? Do you remember? The first K-tel that you...
K-tel too, I can't... Oh, my phone's ringing. Just a second here.
Okay. While you're answering, I'll throw an interesting fact out to everybody else. K-tel actually originally also tried to distribute films in the U.S. in 1970, beginning with Mr. Super Invisible. That's the name here. They produced their own Pardon My Blooper film based on one of their records. Let's see who's in Mr. Super Invisible. It says here it's a 1970 Italian fantasy comedy film directed by Antonio Marghetti. Now, I've heard that name before. It says the film was released in the U.S. as the first film of the K-tel company. Dean Jones is the lead character in Mr. Super Invisible, which was released in September 1970 in Italy, but it was only released, it says here, Italy, Spain, and West Germany. None of the other people are familiar. So that they got Dean Jones. I like Dean Jones, at least back in the 60s, 70s, early 80s. But if you
all those Disney movies.
Yeah, he looks creepy now, though. It's like, oh boy. So what was your first one? What was your first K-tel?
I can't remember. It was one of them on the blue and white label.
Okay. Remember, I think now this isn't K-tel, but bear with me, okay? So we're talking mid-70s, 74, 75, okay?
Okay.
My Woolworths was still around in downtown Crystal Lake, Illinois, okay? It wouldn't shut down until about 76. And sometimes they would have really interesting cutout sections, okay? And one of the things that I remember grabbing in said cutout bin was the Dick Clark, the 2-record set on Buddha. But they also had in that cutout bin, and I bought it because it had different stuff. I'm sorry, I don't remember the title, but I can tell you the cover. It was a yellow and orange cover, and it had a picture of a Wurlitzer jukebox. And it was 20 hits from the fifth. That's it. Thank you. That's the album. That was my first K-tel album I ever had, and I loved it.
Well, I remember a couple of songs that were on my first one, though.
Did you mention what's on that album yet?
Not yet. I'll be showing that in a couple of minutes. But
okay. Sorry.
On my first one, a couple of songs that were on it were Little Willie by The Sweet. and Drift Away by Dobie Gray. They were both on it.
Nice.
Well, I'll go back to showing the rest of these. I have 5 left to show. Okay, the next one is Night Flight. It's the number is on TU2850 from 1982. It has I Can't Go For That by Holland Oates. Here I Am by Air Supply. Cool Night by Paul Davis. Soul Hand by the Pointer Sisters. Being With You by Smokey Robinson, Step by Step by Eddie Rabbitt, Winning by Santana, theme from The Greatest American Hero, Believe It or Not by Joey Scarberry,
Excuse me.
Oh No by the Commodores, We're in This Love Together by Al Jarreau, Take My Heart, You Can Have It When You Want It by Kool and the Gang, When She Was My Girl by the Four Tops, Just Once by Quincy Jones, and Angel of the Morning by Juice Newton. Okay, now I'm to the one that you have. That was your first one, Paul. Okay, this is 25 Rock Revival Greats. This is the number on this one is RR-2. It's one of them on the blue with the blue and white label, and it doesn't even have. Oh, it says 1972 on here.
Oh, okay.
It has I'd Like to Teach a Road to Sing in Perfect Harmony by the Hillside Singers. How Can You Mend a Broken Heart by the Bee Gees.
Huh.
Okay, Paul, one of your favorites, One Bad Apple by the Osmonds.
It is, though. So you think you're being funny, but I like that song.
Well, I know you do. Fire and Rain by James Taylor. All My Trials by Joan Baez. Let Your Love Go by Bread. Leave on. Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one there. They have all these advertisements with all the songs below it.
Okay, see, I was beginning to wonder. I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay, let me start over with the songs. Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley. Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. Wake Up Little Susie by the Everly Brothers. Just Because of Lloyd Price. Book of Love by the Monotones. Chaboon by the Crew Cuts. Black Slacks by the Sparkle Tones. Long Tall Sally by Little Richard. Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino. Born Too Late by the Ponytails. Rockin' Robin by Bobby Day. Bo Diddley by Bo Diddley. Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper. Surfing USA by the Beach Boys. Wipe Out by the Safaris. Sugar Shack by Jimmy Gilmer. Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis. Where Were You on Our Wedding Date by Lloyd Price. Love Potion Number 9 by the Clovers. The Birds and the Bees by Jewel Aikens. Sheila by Tommy Rowe. Ride All Over by the Dave Clark 5. Mission Bell by Donnie Brooks. Soldier Boy by the Shirelles. And Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison.
See, that is a cool comp. So that, along with the Dick Clark, is what got my love into the 50s. And before you go into the next one, I am sorry and sad to report that just as I was getting ready to come up here to get on your broadcast, the news was announced that the last original surviving Comet from Bill Haley of the Comets, sax player Joey Ambrose, has passed away. There is now no more original Comets left.
So now on, they're just a tribute band.
Yeah. The closest far back that you're going to get, and I'm led to believe he had to retire shortly before COVID, was Al Rappa, who played bass from 59 to 69. That's going to be your closest for going back that far. Yep.
Oh. Had to catch some of the albums started sliding off my lap. The next one is Starflight. Oh, I have a third viewer. I just noticed I do have a private chat here, so I have
that
to
was
look
me.
at that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just saying I was here.
Now, how do I go back to the regular chat here? Oh, comments.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Starflight number TU2820. And this one's from 1979. I remember having this back then, too.
Mm-hmm.
The songs on it are Sad Eyes by Robert John, Lean on Me by Maxine Nightingale, Mama Can't Buy You Love by Elton John, Does Your Mother Know by ABBA, Blue Monday, Blue Day by Foreigner, I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick. Of course, I live in their hometown now. I Can't Stand It No More by Peter Frampton, and Pop Music by That's side one. Side two has Making It by David Naughton, Endless Friendship by Bonnie Pointer, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman by Dr. Hook, Stumbling In by Susie Quattro and Chris Norman, Reunited by Peaches and Herb, Do It or Die with the Atlanta Rhythm Section, Boogie Wonderland with Earth, Wind and Fire, and Ain't No Stepping Up Now by McFadden and Whitehead.
See, that's the thing, though, Tim. I mean, let's face it. So I'm going to take assumption, just like it did for me anyway, that when we bought these K-tels, whether they were brand new or cutoffs or whatever, I bought these K-tels with the attitude of, sure, I knew 2 or 3 songs probably on each comp before I bought them. Most of it was completely unknown at that time to me. And it got me to buy more records from these artists that were previously unknown.
That's the same way with me. And I might be. Looks like I'm going to be having stream tomorrow and Friday, and this or not tomorrow and Thursday. Friday, I have a doctor's appointment, and then probably off next week because I want to get them all shown before go on vacation.
Right.
Because today I'm showing out these various artist ones. Then we'll be out the greatest hits ones or one person compilation. Then I'll show my live ones.
Oh, there you go.
And then I'll end them off with movie soundtracks that are various artists.
Before you go into your next whatever, I want to apologize to people out there, including you, Tim, in regards to I was supposed to go on stream last night. Unfortunately, I had family matters that were last minute that had to be dealt with. Excuse me. So I'm not doing one tonight because of Stephen Schnee. I want to go check that show out, but I'm shooting for Wednesday night to do a stream sometime. And I'll just give you I know this is your show, but bear with me. I got this today from the Moody Blues.
Oh, your T-shirt.
Part of my prize winnings. I'm going to show it tomorrow.
I need to get a new Moody Blues shirt because mine's worn out. So, okay, well, I have 2 more K-tels to show you, and then I'll move on to the other one similar to K-tel. Okay, here's Music Express. The number is TU2420, and it's from 1975. The songs on it are Love Will Keep Us Together by the Captain Antonio, Swearing to God by Frankie Valli, Get Down Tonight by Casey and the Sunshine Band, Philadelphia Freedom by the Elton John Band, Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin, Mandy by Barry Manilow, I'm Not in Love by 10cc, Poetry Man by Phoebe Snow, Chevy Van by Sammy Johns, Run Joey Run by David Geddes, Rocky by Austin Roberts, The Ozark Mountain Daredevils, Mountain Blue, The Rockford Files by Mike Post, Sky High by Jigsaw, Brazil by the Ritchie Family, Get Dancing by Discotheques and the Sexolettes, Long Train Running by the Doobie Brothers, My Eyes Adored You by Frankie Valli, Dynamite by Tony Camilo's Bazooka, and Black Superman by Jimmy Wickman and the Kinshasa Band. And it's also subtitled Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
And no, I'm not going to mention how how 10cc got their name on this one.
Right.
Okay, but the last of the K-tels that I have, then I'll go to the K-tel wannabes, you could say. Okay, this one is Super Country 82 on WC 356, of course. If you can't tell, it's from 1982. First song is Crying My Heart Out Over You by Ricky Skaggs. Then I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool by Barbara Mandrell. Always on My Mind by Willie Nelson. Too Many Lovers by Crystal Gale. Taking It Easy by Lacey J. Dalton. Wandering Eyes by Ronnie McDowell. Do I Have to Draw a Picture by Billy Swan. Miracles by Don Williams. Tight Fitting Jeans by Conway Twitty. Rainbow Stew by Merle Haggart. Sleeping with the Radio On by Charlie McLean. I'll Need Someone to Hold Me When I Cry by Janie Fricke. You Don't Know Me by Mickey Galley. Still Doing Time by George Jones. Nothing As Original As You by the Sattler Brothers. And I Don't Care by Ricky Skaggs. That's all my K-tels. Now it's on to like the Roncos and stuff like that.
Ah, yes, Ronco. Can't forget Ronco.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ron Popeil.
This one I actually have two copies of. This was the first one I got, and it's
I remember
doesn't
that.
sound the greatest.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, this is Get It Down. It's from 1974. It was, and they actually did it on Columbia Special Products. So,
Huh.
but it has "Smoking in the Bison" by Brownsville Station, "Funky Worm" by the whole Ohio Players, "Spiders and Snakes" by Jim Stafford, "Stir It Up" by Johnny Nash, "I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little Bit More" by Barry White. That's one guy I could never cared for his music.
Yeah.
"Drinking Wine" by Jerry Lee Lewis, "To Know You Is to Love You" by B.B. King, "Yes We Can" by the Pointer Sisters, "The Morning After" by Maureen McGovern, "Love Train" by the OJs, "Playground in My Mind" by Clint Holmes, cover of The Rolling Stone by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, "You'll Never Get to Heaven" by the Stylistics, "I'd Love You to Want Me" by Lobo, "Ain't No Woman Like the One I've Got" by the Four Tops, "Also Struck Zarathustra by Diodato, "Drift Away" by Dobie Gray, "The Happiest Girl in the Whole USA" by Donna Fargo, "Me and Mrs. Jones" by Billy Paul, "Painted Ladies" by Ian Thomas. And I really like that song, "Painted Ladies." Okay, I have other uncles, but this one's on one because a label called Adam 7, "The Now Explosion."
Ah, yeah, Adam 7.
And this doesn't even say what year it's from on it. Well, the songs on it are "Are You Man Enough" by the Four Top, "Painted Ladies" by Ian Thomas, "Hang Loose" by Mandrell, "It Never Rains in Southern California" by Albert Hammond, "Midnight Train to Georgia" by Gladys Knight and the Pips, "The Morning After" by Maureen McGovern, "Use Me" by Belle Withers, "All Day Music" by War, "Pillow Talk" by Sylvia, "I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Baby" by Barry White, "Brother Louie" by The Stories, "Operator" by Jim Croce, "Pretty Lady" by Lighthouse, "Do It Again" by Steely Dan, "I'm Stoned in Love with You" by the Stylistics, "Day by Day" by Godspell, "Uneasy Rider" by Charlie Daniels, "Me and Mrs. Jones" by Billy Paul, "Rock and Roll Part 2 by Gary Glitter, and "Ain't No Sunshine" by Belle Withers.
May I chime in for a minute? This has
Yes.
to do with Adam 8. Okay, so the Adam 8 LP that you just showed. So I'm going to try to squinch this down a little bit. Was a record label founded by music publisher Morris Levy. Yes, that
You're right.
Morris.
You're right. It was animated.
Yep. President of Roulette Records, owner of Roulette Records, and also attached to the mob. Anywho, it was named after his son Adam. It operated in the late 60s and 70s. Adam 8 specialized, of course, in mail order issues and reissues of popular music, including works appearing on Roulette Records, which, like I said, was owned by him. The most collectible Adam 8 limited record, if you ever find a real one, because bootlegs do exist. I came across a bootleg once many years ago, and at least the dealer was smart enough to say, hey, guess what? This isn't real. This is a bootleg. The label's reputation suffered greatly, and this is true, from the unauthorized release of Roots, a version of John Lennon's album Rock and Roll, which was released in 1975. I'm talking about the Adam 8 and the Rock and Roll on the Apple release, both within weeks of each other, I'm told. So Lennon undertook the project in a way to settle a copyright infringement lawsuit over his song Come Together, which had been borrowed parts of it from Chuck Berry's You Can't Catch Me, which was published by Levy. A planned deal to market the album through Adam 8 turned sour, and Levy released an album pressed from the rough mixtape Lennon had given him. Weeks before the album was finished, then sued Lennon, Capitol, and EMI. The latter three countersued one, stopped distribution of Roots, and effectively put Adam 8 out of business. Supposedly, there is a rough estimate amount on how many copies, true copies of the vinyl and 8-track were released. So that's what happened with Adam 8.
Okay. The next one I got this on Ron Cole. I have it in outer sleeve because the cover's deteriorating. It's
I remember that one. Yeah.
It's Rock Power. Don Kirshner presents Rock Power at that.
Don Kirshner.
Who went on to start his own label, Kirshner. But this one has never give you another Barry White one. Yeah. And this album's from 74. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman by Aretha Franklin. Break Up to Make Up by the Stylistics. Two Divided by Love by the Grassroots. No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper. Rock On by David Essex. Yes, We Finally Made It by Love Unlimited. Hummingbird by Seals and Crofts. Right Place, Wrong Time by Dr. John. Werewolf by Five Man Electric Band. So You're Leaving by Al Green. I'll Be Around by the Spinners. Love and Happiness by First Choice. Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips. Kuzu's or whatever by Procol Harum. The only other foreign language I can speak other than English is German. And I can't speak English too well either. At times. Better Right by Bachman Turner Overdrive. Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Cindy Incidentally by Faces. Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf. And China Grove by the Doobie Brothers.
Yay.
And you might remember this next one too, another Ron Cole one. Sound Explosion.
Yeah.
And it's from, of course it doesn't say. I know it's at least 75 because a lot of them, for each of the songs they say 75.
Okay.
Fly Robin Fly by Silver Convention. You Sexy Thing by Hot Chocolate. SOS by ABBA. Wildfire by Michael Murphy. To Each His Own by Faith, Hope, and Charity. Run, Joey, Run by David Geddes. There Goes Another Love Song by the Outlaws. Rocky by Austin Roberts. Sworn to God by Frankie Valli, Midnight Blue by Melissa Manchester, Could It Be Magic by Barry Manilow, Sky High by Jigsaw, Get Down Tonight by Casey and the Sunshine Band, Rockin' Chair by Glenn McCrae, Dear Prudence by Catfish, Holding On to Yesterday by Ambrosia, Garari or whatever by Ray Barretto, Poetry Man by Phoebe Stowe, Amy by Pure Prairie League, and Laughter in the Ring by Neil Sedaka.
All kinds of fun.
Now, this one is, don't really see what, this is on RCA. This is $1 Million Memories.
Oh, okay. Never seen that one.
Yeah, see, I pick these up whenever I see them in thrift stores. It has Run Around 2 by Dion, One Fine Day by the Chiffons, Lovers Who Wander by Dion, Street Talking by the Chiffons, Denise by Randy and the Rainbows, The Wanderer by Dion, He's So Fine by the Chiffons, Hushabye by the Mystics. Of course, here's one that you like, Paul. I have the album with it on. Stupid versus the Red Baron by the Royal Guardsmen.
Sounds like they own the whole Lorry Records catalog.
Yeah. A little bit of Salt by Music Explosion. I Wonder Why by Dion and the Belmonts. And a little bit of Salt by the Jarmels.
Good stuff.
And here's another one I came across. 60s Dance Party. Don't know who. Let's see. This says American Pop for the label on the back here, and it's from 1982, but it's all 60s stuff. Yes, It's My Party by Leslie Gore, My Boyfriend's Back by the Angels, Palisades Park by Freddie Cannon, Wild One by Bobby Rydell, Louie Louie by Jackie Lee, formerly of the Kingsmen. So that was you can tell it's a remake. Wooly Bully by Sam DeShem and the Pharaohs. Runaway by Del Shannon. Leader of the Pack by the Shangri-Las. Okay, here's one for you. Shaken All Over by Chad Allen and the Guess Who.
Shaken All Over.
Here's a Rebel by the Crystals. My God by Mary Wells. And He's So Fine. And that Chicken All Over, it's hard to find anywhere.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, Tim, I don't know if JJ ever brought this up, but I almost wish that I could see paperwork for any K-tel album or Ronco even, that actually put the production costs. In other words, how much
they paid for that?
Yeah. Obviously, K-tel, like we said previously, owns 200,000 songs. That's fine, but it's like, but what if they didn't own the songs that were on the compilation? How did they cut deals? You see, that's what I'd like to know. Was it like a pennies on a dollar thing? It's like, was it based on, hey, if we get X amount of sales of this LP, we're going to cut you a check to the publishing or the label? I like knowing this shit. I get fascinated with that stuff, to tell you the honest truth. Just for one of those K-tel or Ronco albums, I really wish I could see the paperwork.
Yeah. Well, here's an album that you'll like. It's a 2 LP set. Well, I showed it on Doc's video on Doc's stream last Wednesday. It's History of British Rock Volume 3.
Oh, I must have missed it. I've never seen that.
It's on Sire Records from 1975.
Okay.
It has When You Walk in the Room by the Searchers, Look Through Any Window by the Hollies, San Franciscan Nights by Eric Burden and the Animals. What am I doing there? If You Want to Know a Secret by Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, My Bonnie by the Beatles with Cody Sheridan, How Do You Do It by Jerry and the Pacemakers, Concrete and Clay by Unit 4 plus 2. Long Tall Sally by the Kinks. Love Is All Around by the Trogs. Universal Soldier by Donovan. Here Comes the Night by Them. You Don't Have to Say You Love Me by Dusty Springfield. Pretty Flamingo by Manfred Mann. She's Not There by the Zombies. Woman by Peter and Gordon. Because by the Dave Clark Five. The After Day by Badfinger. Woodstock by Matthew Southern Comfort. If Not For You by Olivia Newton-John. Rock and Roll Madonna by Elton John. Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. And A Broken Dream by Python Lee Jackson, of course, with Rod Stewart singing the vocals on it. Can't Help Thinking About Me by David Bowie and the Lower Third. Out of Time by Chris Farlow. Anyone or Tennis by The Cream. Kentucky Woman by Deep Purple. Those Were the Days by Mary Hopkin. And I've Got to Get a Message to You by the Bee Gees.
That's a good comp. I would have bought that back then.
And this I got for free, if I remember right. I got it in, well, I think you remember her. Remember, she lived in Cape Run. Do you remember Amber Smith?
Name sounds familiar.
And she went to the Methodist Church of her and Jamie Matthews.
Okay.
Like they lived with their grandma or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And they gave me out there. They decided they didn't want to get rid of their record collection. This is after you moved in, so they just gave it out to me since they were good friends with Christina.
Nice.
Okay, here's this one's your uncle one. Do It Now.
I love that comp. Now,
Okay,
I'm told there's two versions of that Do It Now comp. Could you show us the label?
A green label.
I'm sorry, continue.
Okay, it's around. It doesn't really say. But it has Nowhere Man by the Beatles. What Have They Done to My Song, Ma by Melanie. Give Me Good Lovin' by Crazy Elephant. So Lonesome I Could Cry by B.J. Thomas. Backfield in Motion by Mel and Tim. Red House by Jimi Hendrix. God, Love, and Rock and Roll by Tea Garden and Van Winkle. Mr. Bojangles by Neil Diamond. Along Comes Mary by The Association. Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane. Dawn on Me by Janis Joplin. Flying on the Ground is Wrong by Buffalo Springfield. Minstrel from Galt Hut by Richie Havens. Happy Together by the Turtles. Na Na Hey Hey Kiss 'Em Goodbye by Steam. Artificial Energy by the Byrds. Vehicle by the Ides of March. When I Was Young by Eric Burden. Sunshine Superman by Donovan. And Ooh Child by the Five Stair Steps. Getting tongue-tied now. Had to get a drink of water there.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this up because I could have sworn, like, okay, 1970 was the original issue of that, and then they reissued it in 73. That might be the label variation, so let me see. That might explain it. See, I'm trying to remember. I feel very stupid about this because I know that there was a various artist album that had it was a collectible for Beatles fans because I know Nowhere Man's on this one, but I'm trying to remember the name of the comp album that has the original version of Across the Universe with the female singers. That ended up being on a comp. I'm trying to remember if I could do. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm going to dig.
Okay. Well, this one, I think you were with me when I found it. I think it was one of those times you were digging together. This is Class Reunion. The thing that surprised me, it's from 1991.
Huh. Boy, that is late.
From Cornerstone Promotions. Well, it's late considering for around the time that most places stopped putting out vinyl for a while there. But this is a 3 LP set. It has Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. Let's Hang On by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Do You Know the Way to San Jose by Dionne Warwick. Cherry by the Association. Game of Love by Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders. I'll Be There by the Jackson 5. Tell It Like It Is by Aaron Neville. I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. I Got You Babe by Sonny and Cher. See You in September by The Happenings. Come Back When You Grow Up by Bobby V. The 59th Street Bridge Song by Harper's Bazaar. I Saw Her Again Last Night by the Mamas and the Papas. You Floss That Love and Feeling by the Righteous Brothers. How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You by Marvin Gaye. Nice to Be With You by Gallery. I Think I Love You by the Partridge Family. Winchester Cathedral by the New Vaudeville Band. Nowhere to Run by Martha and the Vandellas. What's New Pussycat by Tom Jones. I Second That Emotion by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me by Mel Carter. You're the One by the Vogues. Keep on Dancing by the Gentrys. Reflections by Diana Ross and the Supremes. You're My Soul and Inspiration by the Righteous Brothers. Your Song by Elton John. Did You Ever Have to Make Up Your Mind by The Lovin' Spoonful. Walk Like a Man by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Release Me and Let Me Love Again by Engelbert Humperdinck. Downtown by Petula Clark. Then You Can Tell Me Goodbye by the Casinos. Summer Breeze by Seals and Cross. Respect by Aretha Franklin. Make It With You by Bread. Let's Stay Together by Al Green. I Am Woman by Helen Reddy. Count on Me by Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Ferry Across the Mersey by Jerry and the Pacemakers. And Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding.
So let me interject. I did find the information I was looking for. So December 12th, 1969, UK only. Okay, this is why I thought it was a US release on this. I got my Do It Now confused with this, okay? So December 12th, 1969 in the UK, there was a charity album called No One's Gonna Change Our World. The label was Regal Starline. And even though the compilation was assembled by Goon Show comedian Spike Milligan, it had the first version of Across the Universe, all right? And so that was exclusive to this album. Also at that time, what that was exclusive to that album, I guess, is Wings from the Hollies, which was one of the last songs that Graham Nash did with the Hollies, and that was recorded in early '68. Now, you're going to have to forgive me, please. I'm going to have to head out.
That's fine.
But I love what you're doing here. That's fantastic, and I thank you for showing all of those things. It brings back some really cool memories. I don't have any bad memories of K-tel records.
Neither do I. But like I said, it introduced me to a lot of groups.
You know, JJ was pretty good, for pushing the button on this because I never would have thought about doing it. And I'll also have to admit, the Do It Now is probably the only compilation I have. I don't have any K-tels or other Ronco stuff. I just
they're so easy to find in the thrift stores too.
Yep, real cheap most of the time too. Hell, I've seen 25-cent K-tel albums, but the thing was, most of them were all beat up. I have rarely ever come across a super clean K-tel. That
What?
Eddie Arnold one was the exception.
That's why I picked up those two that I showed hockey tonk ones.
Yeah.
They were 89 cents a piece.
Can't screw
That's
up
that's general. That's the price that they have for all the Salvation Armies up here for the
cool.
For albums and.
Whenever, probably tomorrow, I'll just throw a hint. I have a small stack. I picked up yesterday a small stack. Nothing too ridiculous. But I want everybody here to continue to enjoy watching Tim's awesome show here, and like I said, hopefully tomorrow night. I don't know when tomorrow night yet, but hopefully tomorrow night, Tim, I'll let you know when we're going on stream. Okay, everybody,
okay.
Take care, and yep. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, Paul. Okay. Now, if any of you others want to join me here, go ahead. I have the link up there above at the top of the comments, or I did anyway. Yeah, I do. Right up. See, right there's link. I just flashed it fast since you can find it fast on the comments. This next one is a 2 LP set. It's from Sessions, and they did it on Order Special Products. This label that they put it on. This is a 2 LP set. It's at 70s gold, and it has "Take a Chance on Me" by ABBA, "Sultans of Swing" by Dire Straits, "Cats in the Cradle" by Harry Chapin, "Hummingbird" by Seals and Krauss, "Put a Beat on Falling in Love" by the Spinners, "Still the One" by Orleans, "Your Family" by Sister Sledge, "Heart of Glass" by Blondie, "Dreamweaver" by Gary Wright, "Kiss You All Over" by Exile, "Loverboy" by Andrew Gold, "On and On" by Stephen Bishop, "If I Can't Have You" by Yvonne Elliman, "When You're in Love with the Beautiful Woman" by Dr. Hook. And then on the second LP is "A Lot of Love" by Nicolette Larson, "You're the Woman" by Firefall, "Sad Eyes" by Robert John, "Betcha" by Golly Wop by the Stylistics, "Leo Sayer" or "When I Love You" by Leo Sayer, or "When I Need You," I mean. "Hot Summer Nights by Night," "Shake It" by Ian Matthews, "Nights Are Forever" by England Dan and John Ford Coley, "Gold" by John Stewart, "Pilot of the Airways" by Charlie Dorr. I really like that one. "I Never Cry" by Alice Cooper, "Hot Child in the City" by Nick Gelder, "Keep It Coming Love" by Casey and the Sunshine Band, "Love Is in the Air" by John Paul Young, "Baby Come Back" by Player, and "That's Rock and Roll" by Sean Cassidy. And the album's was from 1980. Here's one. I can't remember. Let me see. Okay, this is a UK one that I found. It's from on. It's a Starblend record. It's 2 LPs. It's called Songbirds, 28 First Ladies of Country, and it's in a gatefold too. So the songs on it are "I've Never Been to Me" by Charlene, "Just the Way I Am" by Dolly Parton, "There Goes My Everything" by Tammy Wynette, "I've Cried the Blue Right Out of My Eyes" by Crystal Gale, "Single Girl" by Sandy Posey, "Build It Down" by Tanya Tucker, "We're All Alone" by Rita Coolidge, "Rose Garden" by Lynn Anderson, "Help Me Make It Through the Night" by Sammy Smith, "Diamonds and Rust" by Joan Baez, "Songbirds" by Polly Brown, "The Hurtin's All Over" by Connie Smith, "Misty Blue" by Wilma Burgess, "The Other Side of Me" by Crystal Gale, "Will You Love Me Tomorrow" by Linda Ronstadt, "Blanket on the Ground" by Billy Joel Spears, "Harper Valley PTA by Jeannie C. Riley, "For All the Right Reasons" by Barbara Fairchild, "End of the World" by Skeeter Davis, "There's a Party Going On" by Jody Miller, "I Love How You Love Me by Lynn Anderson. Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue by Crystal Gale. Take Me to Your World by Tammy Wynette. Put Your Hand in the Hand by Sandy Woolsey. True Life by Patsy Cline. What Are You Doing Tonight by Janie Fricke. Careless Hands by Dottie West. Lonely Coming Down by Dolly Parton. Now, like I said, this album's from the UK and it's around 1983. And I found it at a thrift store, so. Now, this next one is one I bought brand new when it first came out, so I paid full price for it. It's a band by a band, but they have various other performers doing with them. This is okay. This was back in the early '70s. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band put out the Circle Be Unbroken Volume 1. Well, in the '80s, this was from '89. They decided to put out a second one, and I have to look at the front cover to see that who with them on that difference. Oh, that doesn't really say either, but the artists that are with them on here are okay. Okay, so with Chet Atkins, Sam Bush, Vassar Clements, Bella Flack, Bernie Leadon, John McEwen, Buck White. Oh, that's why that's some exercise. Grandy Scruggs was with them too and stuff. But the special guests are Roy Acuff, Paulette Carlson, the Carter family, Johnny Cash, June Carter Cash, Roseanne Cash, John Denver, Emmylou Harris, Levon Helm, John Hyatt, Chris Hellman, Bruce Hornsby, Jimmy Martin, Roger McGuinn, Michael Martin Murphy, Newgrass Revival, John Prine, Earl Scruggs, and Ricky Skaggs. So that was a good lineup there. Then I'm getting into like the 50s and 60s on some of these here. Like this one here, it's see, this was back when it was still called country and western. It's on Design Records, which was owned by Pickwick. It looks like on here, and he's you see, it's country western stars. It has Winster doing Above and Beyond the Call of Love, Be Honest with Me by Billy Brown, Still Going Steady by Johnny and Joni, I Wish I Could Fall in Love Again, and Many Dreams Ago by Jan Howard, Painted Gold and Korea's Mountain Northland by Marvin Rainwater, A Friend of Mine and Cross-Eyed Gals from the Ozarks by Ferlin Husky, and Sweet Darling by Jimmy Dean are all on here. Okay, here's another country one, but it's later. It's on Columbia Special Products. It was done exclusively for Intercontinental Music Corporation. It's from 1976, and it's Country Sweethearts 20 Original Hits. As What a Man My Man Is by Lynn Anderson, Bedtime Story by Tammy Wynette, Give a Little, Take a Little by Barbara Mandrell, Would You Lay With Me in a Field of Stone by Tanya Tucker, Lynn Anderson with I'm Gonna Write a Song, Woman to Woman by Tammy Wynette, Zoe by Barbara Mandrell, Love's the Answer by Tanya Tucker, Stay There Till I Get There by Lynn Anderson, Tammy Wynette, Till I Get It Right, This Time I Almost Made It by Barbara Mandrell, The Man That Turned My Mama On by Tanya Tucker, Keep Me in Mind by Lynn Anderson, Tammy Wynette with Another Lonely Song, Do Right Woman, Do Right Man by Barbara Mandrell, Spring by Tanya Tucker, Top of the World by Lynn Anderson, My Man Understands by Tammy Wynette, Wonder When My Baby's Coming Home by Tanya Tucker, and by Barbara Mandrell, and Double Down by Tanya Tucker. You see, I have a good mix of both rock and country in with these. Okay, for some more, another country one. This is on MGM. It's an all-star country from, doesn't show the year even, but it's uh, Moaning the Blues by Hank Williams, Gonna Burn Some Bridges by Mel Tillis, Don't Take My One Mistake by Luke the Drifter Jr., Your Lucky Dog by Billy Walker, Ruby, Please Bring Your Love to Town by Ben Calder, Move It On Over by Hank Williams, California Girl and the Tennessee Scrub by Topo and the Glazer Brothers, Be Careful of the Stones That You Throw by Luke the Drifter, The One Man Baden by Wally, and It's So Lonesome Down Here by Hank Williams Jr. And here's another collection of country songs that was done for Goodyear, or for at their stores, where they give customers the albums. And this is Great Songs of America. Like this has, I think it's mainly stars, people that were on the Columbia label too. It's Ring the Liberty Bell and America the Beautiful by Mary Martin, Battle Hymn of the Republic by Mitch Miller, Anchors Away at Marine Sim, and the K-Sons Go Marching Along by Andre Castellanos, Dixie and Yellow Roses of Texas by Mitch Miller, Stars and Stripes Forever by Andre Castellanos, by Country Tis of Thee by Mahalia Jackson, Star Spangled Banner by Robert Gould, or Rob Goulet, Follow the Drinking Gourd by Theodore Driscoll, Rock Island Line by Brothers Soar, Cotton Picker Song by New Christy Minstrels, The Driller Song by Brothers Soar, Deep River by Norman Newboff Choir, California by New Christy Minstrels, Bury Me Out on the Lone Parade by Norman Newboff, and I Hope, or I Come on the Range by Percy Faith. Okay, I'll grab some more albums here. I'm trying to go through them as fast as I can. Here's another one on the wing label of Mercury, or Mercury Wing, and this is 5-star string banjo, so pretty much like bluegrass here. And the artists on here are Fine and Scruggs with Flaggy Mountain Breakdown, by Kevin in Carolina, and the Saudi Dog Blues from the Stanley Brothers with Tragic Love and Blue Moon of Kentucky. Then Denver Duke and Jeffrey Dome with Rock and Roll Blues and All Washed Up With You. And then the last artists on here are Carl Story and the Ramden Mountaineers with Air on the Banjo, Banjolina, and Banjo on the Mountain. Okay, here's one by Undesigned Records from 1962. It's Shindig, and it doesn't show all the artists on back. It's but it has songs by The Four Seasons, Floyd Kramer, Ronnie Dove, Jan and Dean, Don Covey, Jerry Lee Lewis, Irma Thomas, Chuck Jackson, Solomon Burke, and Jimmy Clinton. Okay. Here's one from '63 in Pickwick. I remember when I was a kid, you could find all these on the shelves at stores. This is original hits, Gold Oldies Volume 4. I'll have to look at the front cover for this one also. Well, this is on Design Records also. This is Nutrocker by Beat Bumble and the Stingers. Caesar's Pet by Goldie Renee. Ernie's Tune by Ernie Fields. Pretty Girls Everywhere by Eugene Church. I'm Confessing by Jesse Belvin. Keep Your Head Up High by Angel Face. Lovely Lips by Henry Curtis. Forever New Man by the Captains. I Can't Put It Into Words by Veronique. And Uh-Oh by Clyde Crawford. Now here's one on Decca. And let me see. Does it? This is okay. This is an USA one. It's All-Time Hootenanny Folk Favorites Volume 2. It has Race Ruckus Tonight by Oscar Brand with the Terriers. Take the Summer by the Osborne Brothers. Clementine by the Weavers. Barbara Allen by the Welborn Brothers. 9-Pound Hammer by Bel Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys. Talking Dust Blues by Sam Hinton. Hey Lily by the Gateway Singers. I'm Never to Marry by Bob Gibson. Pastures of Plenty by the Terriers. Erie Canal by Tom Paul and the Glazer Brothers. Sometime Joe White's with Sonny Terry and Ronnie McKee. Deeply Sea by the Ivy League Trio. Now, I said in some of my regular videos, I'll say it here. Yes, I am a Christian, so I do collect Christian albums also. Here's one of them. It's a compilation from it's Gospel Music Association Top 10 Songs of 1981. It came out in '82 on Canaan Records, and I think it's and Canada was released on Word, and it has We Shall Be Holden by Sandy Patty, Soldiers of the Light by Andre Blackwood, the company. We Are the Reason by David Meese, I think it is. We Shall Wear a Robe and a Crown by Rex Nelson Singers. I'm Yours by Jimmy Owen Collins. Trumpet of Jesus by Joey Song. He's Still Working on Me by Phyllis. A New Song by the Cruz Family. Rise Again by Dino Hartzenakis or something like that. I'd Rather Believe in You by the Imperials. Okay, this one it doesn't list the singers and stuff. It's a 2 LP set that I got. This is another one that was given by somebody. This is at the Hop. It's on MCA Special Products, and it's a 2 LP set. I can't remember the songs on it, but I don't really want to pull the records out of here right now. Okay, here's another one with the Country Western Stars. It's from 1962, of course, with Pickwick Records. And this one has Hot Rod Lincoln by Charlie Ryan. I Don't Know What to Tell My Heart by Frankie Miller. Careless Love by T. Texas Tyler. Hangover Blues by the Mannix Brothers and Sister Rose. Blue Bonnets in Her Golden Hair by Stuart Hamblin. Tell Me Not by Slim Willett. Crying Heart Blues and If Don't Believe I'm Leaving by Ferlin Husky. And If I'd Known Then What I Know Now and You're the Only Thing by Carl Bellevue. Bellevue, I guess. Okay. Now, did you know that Maxell put out similar stuff? This was a sampler put out by them that I found at a thrift store. It's all classical music, and it has Claudio well, no, can't read the one after it. It's filmed the Four Seasons, Spring by Vivaldi. Ida pressed Alexandra the Goya. I'm ruining that. That it's by Bach. It's from the English Suite Number 3 in G minor by Bach, or does it say U.S. Bach? I'm not sure. Colonel Weinrich plays organ on Arzapfeler's Symphony or Arzapfeler's Symphonita on Hesperus in C. Vincent Price soprano and Sir George Soliti and the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and Chorus with Verdi's Requiem and Libra Mi or Libra Mi Conclusion. I'll just tell the songs of it, whatever on them because Mussorgsky's picture at an exhibition, the Hood on Falls Legs, the great date at Kiev. Roman festivals by this big, or whatever, the October Festival Serenade, piano, or the Piano Concerto Number 3 by Prokofiev, but the first movement Andante. Songs of the Graham of Cantaloupe and Bolero. And the last one on it is Symphony Number 2 in G minor, Resurrection by Mahler, and it's a fifth movement conclusion. And those there's a lot of names that are hard to pronounce when you get into classical. I do have plenty of classical music in my collection. Okay, here's another country one, and it's on Design Records again, and doesn't give a year on this one. It's greatest country and western hits. I'll have to look at the front again. And down here it says bushel of top country hits. Please Forgive Me by Ferlin Husky. Last Look at Mother by Hank Lachlan. Many Dreams Ago by Jan Howard. The Love Shifted Me by Del Reeves. Just Out of Reach by the Stewart Family. Little Jimmy by Larry Steele. I'm thinking tonight of My Blue Eyes by Floyd Tillman. Careless Love by T. Texas Taylor. Jack the Lumberjack by Hal Willis. I know he produced the movies too that had looked like musicians in it that he featured. And Are You Lonely Too by the Wellborn Brothers. Okay, here's some that I got in a box that I got for only $5 by Half Price Books. It was over 100 albums by $5 sight unseen. Or that I couldn't see them until after I paid for them. But it was a box of close to 130 records in it. And this first one is the original performers. That's the late 30s. This is on Decca Records, and it has Sugar Blues by Clyde McCoy. The music goes Round and Round by Riley Farley. Until the Real Thing Comes Along by Andy Kirk. Organ Grinder sung by Jimmy Lunceford. Pennies from Heaven by Ben Crosby. Sweet Leilani by Ben Crosby. Little Clock Jump by Count Basie. Dear Mr. Gable, You Made Me Love You by Judy Garland. Buy Me a Best You Shown by the Andrews Sisters. A Tisket the Tasket by Ella Fitzgerald and Chick Webb. If I Don't Care by the Ink Spots, and Sunrise Serenade. You have to remember, this is in their 30s, so long before rock was started. And then continue on. This is the other one. This is into the 40s. It's on deck also, and has Woodchopper's Ball by Woody Herman, Beer Barrel Polka by the Andrews Sisters, Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland, of course, the Worcester Boss, and Old Shanty Town by Johnny Long, and Apple Blossom Time by the Andrews Sisters, Big Noise from Winnetka by Bing Crosby, Amapola by Emmy Dorsey, Yes Indeed by Bing Crosby and Connie Boswell, Paper Doll by the Mills Brothers, Flying Machine by Lionel Hampton, For Me and My Gal by Judy Garland and Gene Kelly, and White Christmas by Bing Crosby. Okay, here's one getting a little closer again. Okay, this one's pretty much folk, and it's not the Songs of America. It's one that had seen it was first that Zenith had didn't like Florida Stars. I don't know if they get away with Zenith Stereos or what. And it's on Columbia Special Records, and it has songs 900 Miles, Saturday Night, and This Is Your Line by the New Christy Minstrels. Blown in the Wind and Walk by Right In by the Village Stompers. Washington Square, Word and Kiss is Sweeter Than Wine by Les and Larry Elgart. The Wreck of the Old 97 and 9 Pound Hammer by Flat and Scruggs. And Reuben Had a Train and Little Sparrow by the Halifax 3. Now another one, it's one that Sears did. It's Country Chart Toppers, and this looks like this is might be on Designer Pickwick Records also. Oh, this is on International. I think it later turned into New Design or something like that. But this has Buck Owens, Roger Miller, Hot Stevenson, Win Stewart on here. And the songs on here are Hot Dog, My Pillow, Big City, Falling for You, Couples Only, Wishful Thinking, Uncommonly, Each Time You Cross My Mind, You Got Troubles, White or Snow White Cloud. Okay, another country one. This one's on International also. This is Country and Western Hall of Fame, back when it still went by Country and Western. I think it was the late 60s or early 70s, or they have pretty much phased out the and Western part on it. This has The Heart You Break by Patsy Cline, Starlight Waltz by Slim Willett, Release Me by Jimmy Dean, Go On and Sweep Around Me by T. Texas Tyler, Through the Mail by Charlie Ryan, and Burning All Your Letters by Pete Pike, Just When I Needed You by Maddox Brothers and Sister Rose, The Last Lick at Mother, Hank Lachlan, Lucy Lee by Webb Pierce, and The Bride with the Faded Bouquet by Eddie Dean. Okay, this one's another country one. This is on Design Records also, if I know Pickwick, or it's on Design. This one is Songs of the Cowboy. This has King Autry, Smiley Burnett, Eddie Dean, Foy Welling, and the writers of the Purple Sage and Bradley Kincaid on here. The songs are Back in the Saddle Again, Riding Down the Canyon, Red River Valley, Clementine, A Cowboy's Dream, Streets of Laredo, Cool Water, Shortening Bread, Retail Fly, and Legend of the Robin Redbreast. Oh, I just noticed that it's 90 outside here, and I just have the fan going because I don't like being under AC too long. Because I start getting sick and lose my voice. Here's a 2-album set. This is Warner Special Products, and it's called Crossroads. It's It's looks like it's for lakes. Let me see the for Lakeshore Music. See, this is from for a local one because this is from Lakeshore Music in Schaumburg, Illinois. I live over in the Rockford, Illinois area. I used to work in Schaumburg. It's a northwestern suburb of Chicago, and so it's like I said, it's not on Warner Special or for on Warner Special Products. It's from 1973, and the songs on it are "Give Me Some Love" by the Spencer Davis Group, "Tighter and Tighter" by Alive and Kickin', "Cry Like a Baby" by the Box Tops, "Bend Me, Shake Me" by American Breed, "Nah Nah Hey Hey Kiss Me Goodbye" by Steam, "Time of the Season" by the Zombies, "San Franciscan Nights" by Eric Burden and the Animals, "Evil Ways" by Santana, "Let's Live for Today" by the Grassroots, "People Got to Be Free" by the Rascals, "Pretty Ballerina" by Left Bank, "Tired of Waiting" the Kinks, "Time Won't Let Me" by the Outsiders, "Born to Be Wild" by Stone Wolf, "Suck It to Me Baby" by Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, "I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night" by the Electric Prunes, "Keep Me Hanging On" by Vanilla Fudge, "We Ain't Got Nothing Yet" by the Blues Magoos, "Incense and Peppermints" by the Strawberry Alarm Clock, and "In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida" by Iron Butterfly. Yeah, it's not the full 22 or 27-minute version, whatever it is on that, but I do have it on. Do have the Iron Butterfly album for that. Here's the Rolling Stone. Well, when that Rolling Stone put out, it's Rolling Stone presents 50 rock and roll hits. Or no, that's 50 rock and roll hits. It's 50 rock and roll classics. It has like, let me see, there's 18 songs on it. This is dedicated to the When I Left by the Shirelles. Sweet Little 16 by Chuck Berry, Good a Job by the Silhouettes, The Great Pretender by the Platters, The Style of the Night by the Five Satins, Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino, Splish Splash by Bobby Darin, Good Golly Miss Molly by Little Richard, Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis, Tears on My Pillow by Little Anthony, Peggy Sue by Buddy Holly, Donna by Richie Valens, Crying in the Chapel by Sonny Kell and the Orioles, What I'd Say by Ray Charles, Yakety Yak by the Coasters, Earth Angel by the Penguins, There Goes My Baby by the Drifters, and Tonight Tonight by the Mellow Kings. And you probably noticed that a lot of these that I have shown are for different companies and stuff. This one, next one was made for this limited edition prepared exclusively for I had the Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs, which was the thing, and I know they used to have them in Colorado Springs when I first got stationed there, and that they a lot of them changed into like Jack in the Box or 29-cent hamburger stand. But this is the now sound, and it's on Columbia Special Products, and it has Just Like Me by Paul Revere and the Raiders. This doesn't show a year on it. Please Don't Ever Leave Me by The Circle. The Bells from Me by the Birds. So Nice by the Arbors. I'll Be Back by the Buckinghams. Named by Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet. Winchester Cathedral by the Raycon of Singers. Something Stupid by Percy Faith. Downtown by the New Christy Minstrels. The 59th Street Bridge on Feeling Groove by Simon and Garfunkel. Okay, here's another one. It was for the stores at the old Surf Fund. They would sell Surf Fund products. This is on Columbia Special Products. or CSP, but it doesn't say from when. And the, the song set the task on it are I'll Never Fall in Love Again by Bobby Gentry, Which Not Lyman by the Letterman. Everybody's talking about El Delore. By the Time I Get to Phoenix by Nancy Wilson. Yesterday When I Was Young by Al Martino. Natural to Be Gone by Bobby Gentry. Bobby Gentry had This Guy's in Love with You by El Martino. Dreams of the Everyday Housewife by El, El Delore. Make the World Go Away by Nancy Wilson and Up and Away by the Letterman. Okay, here's another one that's it doesn't really say the artist anywhere on the cover. It just says the name, but you have to do a lot of looking at the label because the small printing on it too. It's a pop, and then the names of the songs on here are Big Hunk of the Love, Waterloo, What a Difference a Day Makes, Lavender Blue, Ciao Ciao Bambina, Sea of Love, Lipstick on Your Collar, What is Love, Bobby Socks to Stockings, and Personality. Getting another group here. I'm almost, yeah. I put those two back down here. Let me have a drink of water too before I Well, I've been going over an hour 41 minutes already. I'm still going. This is one that what my mom had in her collection that she gave me to have after when she was moved into independent living with that place because she had to have cut down on her stuff. And this is one with Bobby Rydell, Gene Pitney, and Tommy Rowe on it. And this is on the International Records, and it's Scout for the Young at Heart is the name of it. And the songs are Happy Day, Dream Age, Winter Can Lose, Cradle of My Arms, I'll Find You, Please Come Back Baby, I'm Going Back to My Love, Pretty Girl, The Room, and I Got a Girl are the songs on it. Now, here's one on CBS Special Products or Columbia Special Products. It's country music's top 14. This is from 1981. The songs on it are A Cheating Situation by Mo Bandy with Janie Fricke. It Couldn't Have Been Better by Johnny Duncan, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain by Willie Nelson, Rose Garden by Lynn Anderson, Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker, Take This Job and Show It by Johnny Paycheck, Ghost Riders in the Sky by Johnny Cash, The Most Beautiful Girl by Charlie Rich, For the Good Times by Ray Price, Bartender's Blues by George Jones, Bobby Don't Get Hooked on Me by Mac Davis, Hooked on the Feeling by B.J. Thomas, I Can Help by Billy Swan, and Stand By Your Man by Tammy Wynette. Next one is, okay, this is a cap on the Capitol label. It's, okay, and it says it's produced and distributed by the Bruno Dean Enterprise, New York. I'm not sure, but this is from '79. So I'm not sure if it goes far for like in stores to give with stuff, but that's what my guess is. It's called Hillbilly Heaven, and it has I Dreamed of Hillbilly River by Tex Ritter, North to Alaska by Johnny Horton, Cold Cold Heart by Hank Williams, Chattanooga Shoe Shine Boy by Red Foley, A Fall to Pieces by Patsy Cline, Alabama by Cowboy Copas, Candy Kisses by George Morgan, San Antonio Rose by Bob Willis and Tommy Duncan, Little Bottle Blues by Johnny Bond, there's a Star Spangled Banner Waving Somewhere by Elton Britt, No Have to Go by Jim Reeves, Saginaw, Michigan by Lefty Frizzell. I'll Sell My Ship Alone by Lou Mulligan. I Don't Believe You Met My Baby by Ira Lubin with the Lubin Brothers. Maple on the Hill with or Maple Carter with the Carter Family. Deck of Cards by Q Texas Tyler. Don't Let the Stars Get in Your Eyes by Skeets McDonald. I Love You Because by Leon Payne. Oklahoma Hills by Jack Guthrie. And Lonesome 77203 by Hank Hawkins. Okay, earlier on I showed one from the UK that was two record set of countries artists. Okay, well, this one has a label on it. This is says it's Pickwick of Records of Canada Limited. For this one, it's on the RCA Camden label, which was their lower budget label. And it's called Country Giants Volume 2. I can't find a date for it. And the songs on it are Gypsy Feet, Scarlet Ribbons, You'll Never Be Mine Again, Stand at Your Window by Jim Reeves, El Paso by Hank Snell, Neil Skinner Blues, Blue Yellow number 8, and Try Being Lonely by Dolly Parton, Kentuckian Wheels by Chet Atkins, Look Into My Teardrops, Anita You're Dreaming, Candle on My Mind, or Gentle on My Mind, Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town by Waylon Jennings, You Ain't Woman Enough by Dottie West, Rings of Gold by Dottie West and Don Gibson, I'm a Lover Not a Fighter, and Little Arrows by Skeeter Davis, Oh What a Woman by Jerry Reed, Oh Lonesome Me and I Can't Stop Loving You by Don Gibson, The Carroll County Accident, The Cold Hard Facts of Life, Howdy Neighbors, Howdy Neighbor Howdy by Porter Wagner, and Release Me and Let Me Live Again by Floyd Kramer. So that one's most likely just piano. And I still have another one of these country western stars. This one has only two artists on it, though. It's on Design Records. It's from 1962. It's Win Stewart and Webb Price. Win Stewart songs are Playboy, Big City, Falling for You, Couples Laughing, and Wishful Thinking. The Webb Pierce songs are Hi Dear Daddy, Jilted Love, Heebie Jeebie Blues, Jinx and Love, and I've Loved You Forever, It Seems. And this one's from 1962, Pickwick or Design. Yeah, it's on Design. Okay, here's another 2 LP country set. This is on the Mercury label, and this one's actually a trifold. Well, actually, no, it's not a trifold. It's just that it's Unipack, and the albums are so thick that the seam came apart on the bottom, which I have to repair. And you see all the artists on are Roger Miller, Ron Drisky, Darren Young, Priscilla Mitchell, Claude Gray, Lester Flatt and Daryl Scruggs, Leroy Van Dyke, Jimmy Skinner, James O'Quinn, Ray Drisky and Priscilla Mitchell, Dave Dudley, Anita Carter, Johnny C., Pete Drake, Margie Singleton, Mother Maybelle Carter, George Jones, and Tom T. Howell and Rex Allen. Like the name of the album is The Big Country, and the songs on it are Dang Me, Weakness in a Man, Forever, Love's Ring of Fire, Unmitigated Call, Only the Hangman, 6 Days on the Road, Old Records, Aching Breaking Heart, Wildwood Flowers, House of Blue Lovers, I'll Just Have a Cup of Coffee, Then I'll Go, One Full World of Living, Trouble on Our Line, I face my face in the morning dew. Money, don't go near the Indians. It wasn't for hard luck. If I had no luck at all, uh, or if it wasn't for hard luck, I'd have no luck at all. So it was. Peel me a nanner. He's not for real. Truck driving son of a gun. Flocky Mountain breakdown. I found my girl in the USA. Beauty is a fading flower. And it's getting warm in here, so I'm going to have to get the air going in here some for me to help cool me down. I've been sweating, so just a minute. Yes, this is my cane here that you see me with. That's how I had opened the vent since I can't climb in ladders anymore. Okay, so this next one's a Christian one. It's trying to see which label, and it says as advertised. It's on Columbia Special Products label, and it produced exclusively for ATS advertising. And this is a special collector series, and the name of the album is Hymns of Gold. It's 20 artists, 20 golden hits. Okay, the songs are I Saw the Light by Pat Boone, Sunday Morning Coming Down by Lynn Anderson. She does a does a good job with that song. He Touched Me by Anita Bryant. Shall We Gather at the River by Wayne Newton. Daddy Sang Bass by Johnny Cash. Unclouded Day by the Jordanaires. Golden Bells by Jimmy Dean. Blessed Assurance by Jim Neighbors. It Is No Secret by Joe Stafford. It's a Brand New Day by Stuart Hamlin. Baptism of Jesse Taylor by George Jones. Amazing Grace by Bob Daniels. Johnny Cash and the Carter Family with These Hands. A Fly Away by Jerry Lee Lewis. Whole World in His Hands by Tammy Wynette. Oh Happy Day by the Statler Brothers. The Lord's Prayer by Susie Hamlin. Just a Closer Walk by Ray Clark. This Old House by Rosemary Clooney. And Why Me Like by Wanda Jackson. Now here's a sample by another company that I like. It's usually just their music's mainly music, all instrumental. That's the Wyndham Hill sampler 82. Of course, it's on Wyndham Hill Records. Just checking for a while. For this one they had their own label. It looks like it because for a while they were on A&M Records. But the songs on here are Remedios by William Ackerman. He's good piano music. Blossom Metal by George Winston. He's a big name for New Age music. This is all New Age music. The Happy Couple by Michael Hedges. Renell's Waltz by Eigerstein and Rosewater. A Thousand Teardrops by Saddlefags. I like their music. Wedding Ring by Liz Story. Tagline by Daryl Enger and Barbara Higby. Purple Mountain by Scott Kolisu. And Clockwork by Alex DeGrassi. Okay, here's another one with, this one has 4 country artists on here, different country artists on here. This is Roy Acuff, Johnny Horton's, the Statler Brothers, and Little Jimmy Dickens together. And the songs that they do on here are Wait for the Light to Shine by Roy Acuff. Wreck on the Highway by Roy Acuff. Carball Mail by Roy Acuff. Daddy Sang Bass by the Statler Brothers. Memphis by the Statler Brothers. Belly Christian by the Statler Brothers. Wise to the Ways of a Woman by Johnny Horton. Just a Walk a Little Closer by Johnny Horton. And Bob Bosh Cannonball by Little Jimmy Dickens. Now here's an interesting one for all of you old movie lovers like that, old musicals. Okay, great MGM music, or great music from MGM. This is Volume 1. It's the original stars and the original film recordings. On it has Tara's theme from Gone with the Wind, Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain from Singing in the Rain, of course, Gene Kelly. And Tara's theme's instrumental, and Judy Garland did Over the Rainbow. Okay, the Trolley song from Me in St. Louis by Meet Me in St. Louis, or St. Louis, now if you want to pronounce it. I think they put in the movie with the song they pronounced St. Louis by Judy Garland. Hi Lily, Hi Low from Lily by Leslie Caron. There's theme from Dr. Zhivago by yeah, it's from Dr. Zhivago. It's instrumental. Thank Heaven for Little Girls from Gigi. It's by Chevalier. Love Is Here to Stay by Gene Kelly. It's from the movie An American in Paris. Stranger in Paradise by Anne Blythe and Victor Moon from Kismet. And the last one is So in Love by Catherine Grayson and Tara Keogh from Kiss Me Kate. Looks like I lost somebody. Well, I've been going over 2 hours now, or almost 2 hours, and some of these are some that people aren't as into right now. I'll be getting into good ones again in a little bit because. So, okay, here's one that's look. This is Big Band Air by RCA Victor. And the songs and artists it has on it, The String of Pearls and Didn't the Move by Glenn Miller, Song of India and Opus by Tommy Dorsey, I Can't Get Started by Bunny Berrigan, Begin to Be Going, Frenzy by Artie Shaw, Mr. Robert Schultz by Count Basie, Study in Brown by Larry Clinton, South by Benny Moulton, Boogie Woogie and St. Louis Blues by Earl Father Times, Cherokee Pumpkin Turnpike by Charlie Barnett, Tippin' and After Hours by Erskine Hawkins, Take the A Train by Duke Ellington, 12th Street Ride by Lionel Hampton and the Angels sing Ziggy Elman. Don't Be That Way and Sing, Sing, Sing by Jenny Goodman. Okay, please go with those down there. It looks like, yep. Okay, now on to the albums that there's a lot of those where you see were for different companies or something like that, or on various artists like the K-tel and Ronco ones. Well, let me take a drink fast here. And now these here are albums that features just artists from that from that parent company that owns and so this first one is Starburst. It's a 2 LP set. It's on Columbia Special Training Art Treasury. It's from artists on the this is done by artists that are on the Columbia labels and the other CBS owned labels, if I remember right. So this has it's a 2 LP set, and it has I Gotta Be Me by Tony Bennett, Stand By Your Man by Tammy Wynette, God Bless the Child by Blood, Sweat and Tears, by Sherry Ewan Moore, by John Davidson, Low Green Apples by O.C. Smith. Those Were the Days by Ray Conniff and the Singers. Spinning Wheel by Moog Machine, or Moog Machine, however you want to pronounce it. Do You Want to Know the Way to San Jose by Percy Faith. Honey by Patty Page. Daddy Sang Bass by Johnny Cash. Games That People Play by Freddie Weller. Kiss Me Goodbye by Jim Neighbors. Love Theme from Romeo and Juliet by Johnny Mathis. By the Time I Get to Phoenix by Marty Robbins. People by Aretha Franklin. I Love How You Love Me by Bobby Vinton. Up, Up and Away by Terry Baxter and his orchestra. Turn Around, Look at Me by Ray Conniff and the Singers. Both Sides Now by Robert Goulet. Traces by Andre Kostelanetz. She Wears My Ring by Ray Price. This Girl Is a Woman Now by Gary Puckett and the Union Cap. The Look of Love by Michelle Lee. Galveston by Jim Neighbors. The April Fools by Peter Darrell. Tale by Jerry Vale. And This Guy's in Love with You by Percy Faith. Okay, here's another one. This one's from this one does show that it's like Columbia and Epic labels. This is exposed. Cheap peek at today's provocative new rock, and it's on. I think it's on the Columbia label. This one, if I remember right, it's either Columbia or Epic. This shows CBS stereo on there. But this is a 2 LP set. And might as well show you the gatefold too, so you can see. You see it shows some of the show you the albums that the songs are taken from. And the first one is the song on this, A Kid Is Hot Tonight by Loverboy. And Heading Out to the Highway by Judas Priest. This is getting into some metal. Phases of Travel by Ellen Foley. Killer in the Home by Adam and the Ants. Cellophane City by Steve Forbert. Hold On by Ian Gum. Baby Better Start Turning Them Down by Roseanne Cash. You Cannot Win If You Do Not Play by Steve Forbert. We Belong to the Night by Ellen Foley. 21 and Over by the Romantics. Dog Eat Dog by Adam and the Ants. I Don't Like It Like That by the Sorrows. The Elephant's Graveyard by Boomtown Rats. Breaking the Law by Judas Priest. True Confessions by the Garland Jeffries. First in Line by the Romantics. What Kind of Girl by Roseanne Cash. Lady of the 80s by Loverboy. Christabel by Sorrows. Man on a Mountaintop by Ian Gum. Keep It Up by the Boomtown Rats. And Jump Jump by Garland Jeffries. Now here's one on Columbia. And you notice there's it shows the artist it's by on it. And the songs are Killing Me Softly with the Sun by Anne Murray. Dream Baby by Glenn Campbell. Make It Easy on Yourself by Dionne Warwick. Hooked on a Feeling by B.J. Thomas. My Lord by Peggy Lee. Put Your Hand in the Hand by Anne Murray. If You Could Read My Mind by Glenn Campbell. Reach Out for Me by Dionne Warwick. Most of All by B.J. Thomas. And Sing by Peggy Lee. Okay, now this one I really like. I don't know why I keep it in outer sleeve, I just do. That is Peaches. But this is two LP various artist compilation of artists on Capricorn Records. And this one I really like too, but it just shows artists on there, but the for me to see the track listings, I have to open it up, and I can tell you the album I can. So I'll do it like this. I'll first is Highway Call by Richard Betts or Dickie Betts. Lucy Was in Trouble by Wet Willie. Keep on, wait. Let It Flow is number 3 by Ellen Bishop. Orange Blossom Special by Johnny Darrow. Walking in the Sun by Percy Sledge. Moonfunk by Maxian. Blue Ridge Mountain Sky by the Marshall Tucker Band. Houston by Moira and Calton. Voodoo and You by Johnny Jenkins. Come and Go Blues by the Allman Brothers Band. Foxfire by Bobby Thompson. Sufficiently Breathless by Captain Beyond. Dreams by Greg Allman. I'll Come Running Back to You by Larry Henry. Catch a Train by Grinder Switch. I'm Flunky Bottom Clean by James Montgomery Band. Black Little Lover by Whitefoot. Glitter Queen by Hydra. God Bless All the Girls in the Rope by Duke Williams and Big Streams. I'll Take It Down Home by Kenny Odell. I've Been Loving You Too Long by Kitty Wells. Stop Knocking by Arthur Conley. Apron Strings by Chris Crispin. And the last one is Happily Married Man by Dwayne Allman. So what a way to end off the album. I'm seeing if this gives a year that I don't see a year here. It might be there. Nope. So that's one that I like. One that I really like. Here's one that I can't believe it when I see it. I've never seen. You notice back of this album is just all white. I've never seen. This is the first time I've seen that. Art labels compilation album by Geffen Records. See, the name of this album is Gold for Geffen Gold. I'll have to turn around. This is from the 80s. It's from 87. And the songs on it are, and this is a promotional copy. It has Let's Go by Wang Chung, Treat You by Rick Ocasek, Shoulder by Lone Justice, You Don't Know by Berlin, Mean Green Mother from Outer Space by Levi Strauss, Mother Day Cowboy by Tesla, or Modern Day Cowboy, I mean, Everybody Have Fun Tonight by Wang Chung, Dentist by Steve Martin, I Found Love by Lone Justice, In Love with Love by Debbie Harry, and that's the songs on this album. Now, I have another one that's by Columbia or CBS. It's on the CBS labels, like Columbia and Epic, those ones. And, it says, well. And the name of the album is The Music People. I'm trying to see the year. If I remember it, it's like 72, 73, something like that. But if you see, it's a trifold. Oh shoot, I don't want to hold it like that too long because the spine splitting some on it. But this is on Columbia Records. It says 40 great hits. I'll just read off the names of the artists: Santana, Poco, New Riders of the Purple Sage, Taj Mahal, Sweatog, Janya Raven, the Chambers Brothers, REO Speedwagon, Barry Mann, Compost, Bob Dylan, Johnny Winter and Jeff Beck Group, Chase, The Birds, Dreams, the Mahavishnu Orchestra, Blue Oyster Cult, Milan, Colin Blunstone, Bell and Arc, Blood, Sweat and Tears, David Clayton Thomas, Redbone, Spirit, It's a Beautiful Day, Boss Gags and Band, Jake Holmes, Jimmy Spheris, Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, Blue Rose, 10 Years After, Chris Christopherson, Edgar Winter's White Trash, Kenny Loggins with Jim Messina, Grin, Pamela Polland, Wayne Cochran and the CC Riders, and Grutna Fields. Or Grutna and the last one Fields, something like that. So it has a lot of well-known artists there. Now, here's a TLP1 from Warner Brothers. I know they used to advertise these on their on the inner sleeves of films, or you could just send something in and like $2 or $3, and they'd send you an album. But this is a 2 LP set, and I'll have to have it open up to read out the songs and artists. So it's Alimony by Ry Cooder, Sanford Townsend Band with Mula Mizuma, What Do You Say Breakdown by the Jonathan Cain Band, Runaway by Bonnie Raitt, Red Steamroller by Little Feat, Flamingos Fly by Van Morrison, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing by Leo Sayer, Better Than Anything by Al Jarreau, Kate and Anna McGarrigle, Walking On, The Runaway by Danny O'Keefe, California Dreaming by Eddie Hazel, Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, Goodbye Miss Sadness by Milan Lefevre, Don't Want to Hurt Jeff or Another Guy by Chucky, Novi, and Ernie. Don't know who they are. Nothing But a Breeze by Jesse Winchester, Living Is Good by Wendy Waldman, Higher and Higher by Jesse Colin Young, Death at School or with What a Way to End It All, Alone Manini by the Gabby Bahinu Hawaiian Band, In the Mood by the Henhouse High. I know they used to always play that on the radio when I was around that time. Nothing Is New by Hertz Martinez, She by Emmylou Harris, Phantom Morator by Gary Wright, In a Stranger's Arm by Attitudes, Call of the Wild by Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes, You're Made That Way by the Doobie Brothers, Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart. That's a list of the songs and artists there. So that has a good lineup also. Okay, here's some older ones though, from like the 50s and 60s that are for the just for the label. This is the biggest hits of 56. It's on Volume 1. This is on RCA Camden. It has I Could Have Danced All Night, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Moratat from the Three-Penny Opera, Lisbon Antigua, 16 Tons, Memoirs of You, Lullaby Birdland, Ivory Tower, Moonglow, The Next Time It Happens, Rock on the Line, and On the Street Where You Love. The different artists are Ted Beneke and his orchestra, the Honey Dreamers, Earl Sheldon and his orchestra, Guy Lupar and his orchestra, Bob Carroll, Domenico Savino and his orchestra. Now here's one more from the 60s. It's on the Capitol Special or the Capitol Creative Products. It's and this is a collector's album, limited edition. And I think this was from some of these were made for record clubs to do that. So this might be one of them. It's for the in crowd or the sound for the In Club, and artists are artists and songs are "You're on My Mind" by the Letterman, "Sunny" by the New Classic Singers, "Going Off My Head" by Nancy Wilson, "Trouble Down Here Below" by Lou Rawls, "Tears Don't Stop" by Peter and Gordon, "What Now, My Love" by the Letterman, "One Fine Day" by the Hollywood Singers, "Soft as a Dawn" by Peter and Gordon, "Call Me" by Nancy Wilson, "Walking Prop" by Lou Rawls. And when I came across this, I was surprised because I never knew A&M had made label various artists' albums various artists' comps. This is one by A&M called Family Portrait. It's doesn't say what year. It's from the '60s, so I know that much. The songs and artists are Fleabag from Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, Fly Me to the Moon by the Sandpipers, Windy by Wes Montgomery, Fooling Around by Chris Montez, Dolphin from it's from We and the Sea by Tom Before, Debutante's Ball by Liza Minnelli, Early in the Morning by the Merry-Go-Round, Cross My Heart from Phil Oakes, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Say a Little Prayer by Burt Bacharach, Wanderlove by Claudine Longette, Trist by Antonio Carlos Jobim, Pass Me By from but it's just from Jimmy Rogers. But the Lover by Sergio Mendes in Brazil '66. Baja Humbug from the Baja Marimba Band. Girl, I'm Out to Get You from Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. And The House of the Rising Sun by Herbie Mann. Okay, the next two are some by I know that were from Colombia for their records exclusive for the Record Club. First, I'll show this one. It was the first one. It was like 1960 when they did it. It's at the Headliners, and you say. See, on here it says Columbia Record Club 5th anniversary, 1955 to 1960. But the artists and songs on here are turned around. Begin the Boogie Line by Tony Bennett. Everybody Loves Saturday Night by the Brothers Farr. Royalty Blues by the Dave Brubeck Trio, Symphony of Love by Ray Conniff and his orchestra, Summer by Percy Faith and his orchestra, Rose, Rose, I Love You by the Four Lads, I Can't Get Started by Lionel Hampton, Saber Dance by Andrew Kostelanetz and his orchestra, My Favorite Things by the Norman Luboff Choir, Unaccustomed SIM by Johnny Mathis, Calvary Men by Mitch Miller and the Gang, and the last one is Red River Valley by Marty Robbins. The next one are the Headliners '64 for that, and it was for the Columbia Record Club also, of course, 1964. I'm trying to see. Okay, mine's a stereo copy of it. And the songs and artists on here are Run for Each Other by Andy Williams, Saturday Night by the New Christy Minstrels, Silhouettes by Bobby Vinton, Give My Regards to Broadway and the Bowery, it's a medley by Andre Kostelanetz and his orchestra, 11th Hour by the Ventures, Jenny Brown by the Smothers Brothers, Autumn by Barbara Streisand, Scarlet Trip by Ray Conniff, his orchestra and chorus, Walking to New Orleans by Fats Domino, I Want to Go Home by Johnny Cash, I'll Never Forgive You by Jerry Vale, and Tio or Teo by Violona's Monk. That's that one. And then I have Headliner 65, and this, and you'll see that up here, which is Columbia Record Club exclusive. And this one's a mono copy, and this one has the songs and artists are Under Paris Skies by Andy Williams, Funny Girl by Barbara Streisand, I Love You Much Too Much by Jerry Vale, The Days of the Waltz by Patti Page, Nobody by Jimmy Dean, Orange Blossom Special by Johnny Cash, Corn and Whiskey by the New Christy Minstrels, The Girl from Ipanema by Percy Faith, How Insensitive by Doris Day, Quiet Nights of Quiet Stars, or Covado by Tony Bennett, How Insensitive was Doris Day, I think I said that. I Wish You Love by Robert Goulet, Blue Set by Andre Prairie, Heartaches by Ray Conniff, Rhapsody from Rachmaninoff, Travesty on a Theme of Paganini by Andre Kostelanetz with Lil New Tempo piano. Oh, and here's another RCA one. I think this is the second one for the year I sold earlier. It's on RCA Camden. It's the biggest hits of 56 volume 2. I have to see the front to see the song thing. Okay, the songs on here are The Wayward Wind, Allegheny Moon, Standing on the Corner, Friendly Persuasion, When My Dreamboat Comes In, My Prayer, Whatever Will Be, Will Be, Blueberry Hill, A Little We Know, You Don't Know Me, You're Sensational, and Tonight You Belong to Me. And the artists are Holly Bergen, Connie Haynes, Earl Grant, Kyle Kimbrough, Jack Say Orchestra, Johnny Guarnieri, and the Townsend. And these next two are a couple I thought was interesting. I had gotten this one for free at a box of records, and it's called it's on MC, it's on Motown, and on the MC Special Products. This one's on Motown and Uni. See two labels together on one, and what it is, one side of the record is on this one is by Diana Ross and the Supremes. That's the Motown side. And the second side is out by Neil Diamond on the Uni label. So side one, which is Diana Ross and the Supremes, are the composer. No matter what sign you are, some things you never get used to. Does your mama know about me? And get ready. And Neil Diamond songs are Brooklyn Roads, Long Gone, Quarry Road, and The Grass Won't Pay No Mind, and If I Never Knew Your Name. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if this shows the year, but I don't see a year on it. So, and then recently I found another one like it, I think it was at a Salvation Army, and this one's Then and Now, and it's Peggy Lee and Jack Jones. And the Peggy Lee side's, of course, Deckett. The Jack Jones side is Cap. And on side one, it's the Peggy Lee side. It has Lover, Black Coffee, Just One of Those Things, I've Grown Accustomed to His Face, Love Letters. And side two has What Now, My Love, Nice and Easy, Alfie, I'll Go Wait for You, Watch What Happens. And that was That was Jeff Jones side and on Cap Records. And now we're to the fun ones, my box sets. Yes, I have several box sets here. This one I bought brand new back in the 80s. I can't remember how much I ordered for it because my mom used to get the Reader's Digest condensed books. Every so often she'd get like 5 books for such and such price. Well, she also got me and my wife, a subscription to Reader's Digest. And so we get offers with it, like stuff from Reader's Digest for records for that they have. A lot of them are body artists. It's sort of like K-tel and stuff. Well, here's the one I bought. I paid maybe $25 for this one. This is 20 years of number one hits, 1956 through 1975. It's on Reader's Digest Records. But look at this. It's 7 albums. You get a booklet with it. So now, these are albums made it to number one on the Billboard charts. And so here's I'll name them all off to you. 1956 and 1957 is Hound Dog by Elvis Presley. That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly and the Crickets. 16 Tons by Tennessee Ernie Ford. Love Letters in Descent by Pat Boone. Don't Be Cruel by Elvis Presley. Yosemite by Sam Cooke. Okay, record 1, side 2 is 1958 and 59. The songs are At the Hop by Danny and the Juniors. The Happy Organ by Dave Baby Cortez. Bird Dog by the Everly Brothers. Mr. Blue by the Fleetwoods. Tequila by the Champs. Twilight Time by the Platters. Kansas City by Wilbur Terrison. Okay, record 2, side 1 is the 1960s side. The songs are Stuck on You by Elvis Presley. I'm Sorry by Brenda Lee. Everybody's Somebody's Fool by Connie Francis. Are You Lonesome Tonight by Elvis Presley. State by Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs. Running Bear by Johnny Preston. And then side 2 of record 2 is the 1961 side. That's Tossin' and Turn by Bobby Davis. Run Around Sue by Dion. Surrender by Elvis Presley. Runaway by Del Shannon. Take Good Care of My Baby by Bobby B. Please Mr. Postman by the Marvelettes. Okay, record 3, side 3 is 1962. The Duke of Earl by Gene Chandler. Sheila by Tommy Rowe. Breaking Up His Heart to by Neil Sedaka. Don't Break the Heart That Loves You by Connie Francis. Good Like Charm by Elvis Presley. The Stripper by Dave Rose and his orchestra. Then record 3, side 2 is the 1963 side. And has He's So Fine by the Chiffons. Sugar Shack by Jimmy Gilmer and the Rain, or Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs. My Boyfriend's Back by the Angels. Or Day Will Come by Ruby and the Romantics. Surf City by Jan and Dean. I Will Follow Him by Little Peggy March. Okay, record 4, side 1 is the 1964 side with My Guy by Mary Wells. I Get Around by the Beach Boys. Chapel of Love by the Dixie Cups. Where Did Our Love Go by Diana Ross and the Supremes. Ringo by Lauren Green. Leader in the Pack by the Shangri-Las. Okay, the record 4, side 2 is the 1965 side. It has My Diamond Ring by Gary Lewis and the Playboys. My Girl by the Temptations. Pump Me Round Up by the Beach Boys. Come See About Me by Diana Ross and the Supremes. I Can't Help Myself by the Four Tops. Okay, record 5, side 1 is the 1966 side. Yeah, it's My Love by Petula Clark. Monday, Monday by with the Mamas and the Papas. Reach Out, I'll Be There by the Four Tops. Lightning Strikes by Luke Christie. You're My Soul and Inspiration by the Righteous Brothers. Okay, uh, so on record 5, side 2 says 67, 68 side. The Turtles are started off on that side with Happy Together. Uh, then Letter by the Box Tops. I'm a Believer by the Monkees. Grazing in the Grass by Hugh Masekela. I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye. Incense and Peppermints by the Strawberry Alarm Clock. And Judy in Disguise by John Freight and the Playboy Band. Uh, then the record 6 side 1 is 1969. It has Dizzy by Tommy Rowe. Na Na Hey Hey Kiss Him Goodbye by Steam. A medley of Aquarius and Let the Sunshine In by the Fifth Dimension. Suspicious Minds by Elvis Presley. In the Year 2525 by Zager and Evans. Someday We'll Be Together by Diana Ross and the Supremes. Okay, record 6, side 2 is a 1970 and 71 side with Tears of a Clown by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves by Cher. Maggie May by Rod Stewart. Shocking Blue Venus by Shocking Blue. Mama Told Me Not to Come by Three Dog Night. Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Diana Ross. Now, record 7 side 1 is 1972 and 73 side. It has Bad Badly Right Brown by Jim Croce. Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree by Tony Orlando and Don. Let's Get It Down by Marvin Gaye. I'll Take Care of You There by the Staple Singers. Without You by Nelson. I'm Woman by Helen Reddy. And by record 7 side 2, it's a 1974 and 75 side, and it has Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation, Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton, Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce, Mandy by Barry Manilow, Rock Me Gently by Andy Kim, and The Hustle by Van McCoy and the Soul City Symphony. So you notice that those full of good hits. And so I have a few more. Well, I have 7 more box sets to show. Okay. This one is by Dynamic House Presents, and this is Greatest Rock and Roll Hits. And it's original hits by original stars. I know a lot of these box sets are old, found them in thrift stores and stuff, so the corners are a little shot on them. But the arts and songs on this one are A Whole Lot of Shaking Going On by Jerry Lee Lewis. I'm in Love Again by Fat Domino. The Great Pretender by the Platters. Little Darling by the Diamonds. Maybelline by Chuck Berry. Peppermint Twist Part 1 by Joe E.D. and the Starlighters. Skinny Shimmy Cocoa Bop by Lil Anthony and the Imperials. Let the Good Times Roll by Shirley and Lee. Tossin' and Turning by Bobby Lewis. Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliners. Heart and Soul by the Cleftones. I'll Only Have Eyes for You by the Flamingos. Could This Be Magic by the Dubs. Shaboom by the Crew Cuts. Do You Wanna Dance by Bobby Freeman. Book of Love by the Monotones. Donna by Richie Valens. See You in September by the Temples. Bo Diddley by Bo Diddley. There's a Moon Out Tonight by the Capris. Crying in the Chapel by Sunny Tell and the Oreos. Story Untold by the Nutmegs. Come to Me Softly by the Fleetwoods. Sincerely by the Moonglows. Soldier Boy by the Shirelles. Mountain of Love by Harold Damon. Speedo by the Cadillacs. Yeah Yeah Lee Dempsey. Beat Beat by the Playmates. Stay With Me by Maurice Williams. Rockin' Roddin' by Bobby Day, and Chantilly Lace by Big Bopper. So you can tell that one's full of hits. This one's a real interesting one, this next one. You could say it's considered to be one artist, but it's multiple artists. See, this one was made specifically for radio stations, and it was uh, one to promote a branch of the armed forces. I've seen somebody else with one by the Army did something like this. This was Wolf. The United States Air Force presents, and you notice my cap, Air Force, presents Wolfman Jack. And what these are, there's four albums in this one for each one for a different week because each one's like a half hour long each side. And it's Wolfman Jack, and there'll be commercials in it where he's doing promotional stuff for the Air Force in it. Well, so yeah, there are 4 albums in here, but I think these might be a little. I'm not sure whether the right ones are a little different, but I'll go read off the ones that it says on here. Okay, it says Program 1. It says Series 19, Program 1. And the songs that he plays on it, that Wolfman Jack plays on, the DJ for it, is Our Superstition by Stevie Wonder, Rocky Mountain High by John Denver, The Lion Sleeps Tonight by The Tokens, Your Mama Don't Dance by Kenny Loggins and Jim Messina, Jambalaya by the Blue Ridge Rangers, and Frankenstein by the Edgar Winter Group. Okay, the program number 2 for side 2 of that one is Love Train by the OJs, Dreidel by Don McLean, Hey Big Brother by Rare Earth, Do You Want to Dance by Bette Midler, Trouble Man by Marvin Gaye, Daddy's Home by Jermaine Jackson, Crocodile Rock by Elton John, the cover of the Rolling Stone Crocodile Rock by Elton John, starting over on program 3, Peaceful Easy Feeling by the Eagles, Let's Stay Together by Al Green, Killing Me Softly with this song, I Want to Be With You, the Raspberries, Love Train by the OJs. Program number 4 is the cover of the Rolling Stone by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Oh Babe, What Would You Say by Hurricane Smith, 8 Days a Week by the Beatles, Do It Again by Steely Dan, Stirred Up by Johnny Nash, and Could It Be I'm Falling in Love by the Spinners. Okay, that's 2 albums that it's supposed to have. Well, I opened it up. It had 4 albums. Yes, 4 albums in it. And I have to get this straightened out, make sure which one's which. Okay. And also, on these test weeks and when they were. No, that one doesn't say it. Or, yeah, it says which weeks there were for and stuff. And so the program number 1 on that was for the week of March. It just says March 1973. Oh, okay. It doesn't say which week, but it's usually like week 1 and then week 2. And the side 2 is for March of 1973. Side. Okay, yeah, I hate that doesn't have intersaves. I'll be putting them in intersaves since I have some now. And then program number 3 is for March of 1973, and then the program number 4 is for March of 1973. So pretty much 4 weeks in a row, like play once a week, one each week. One side each weekend it would be done. Well, and what's it? Or 2 more records. Yes, of the same series. They were from November of 1973. Disc 1, side 1 was for a week. It was series number 27, but the songs on it were in An American Band by Grand Funk Railroad, Yes We Can by the Pointer Sisters, Something by the Beatles, Midnight Train of Georgia by Gladys Knights and the Pips, Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan, Farewell Andromeda by John Denver, Space Race by Billy Preston. That's those are program one. Then on program two, which would be for the following week in 1973, China Girl by the Doobie Brothers. Uh, to Know You Is to Love You by B.B. King. Come Running by Van Morrison. Never Let You Go by Bloodstone. Angie by the Rolling Stones. All You Know by Art Garfunkel. And let me flip this over. Side three, our program have be with number three, which is set for the third week for November of '77, as My Maria by B.W. Stevenson, Basketball Jones by Cheech and Chong, Tumbling Dice by the Rolling Stones, You Can't Tide Love by Creative Source, Doted Down by Helen Reddy, Loves Me Like a Rock by Paul Simon. And program four is Jimmy Loves Marianne by Looking Glass, Rocky Mountain Way by Joel Walsh, Do You Believe in Magic by Lovin' Spoonful, Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder, Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers, and Ghetto Child by the Spinners. So it has a lot of good songs for him to play with it. And so I just thought that was interesting. And it's one that I won't give up because I think it's real interesting. It's one type of album you don't come across too often. Okay, here's another one with older songs. That's Rock Is Here to Stay. Original hits by original stars. I don't even see what label it's on. It's Dynamic House. I think that's what that other one was too. That first one, and I'll read side one and then side two. This is I think this is another 4 LP set. Yes, it is, and all 4 are in there. The songs and artists are Rock. Remember Walking in the Sun by the Shangri-Las, Calendar Girl by Neil Sedaka, Twist by Chubby Checker, Another Saturday Night by Sam Cooke, Turn Me Loose by Fabian, I Got You Babe by Sonny and Cher, Long Lonely Nights by Lee Andrews and the Hearts, There Goes My Baby by the Drifters, Venus by Frankie Avalon, What I'd Say by Ray Charles, My Prayer by the Platters, Splish Splash by Bobby Darin, Charlie Brown by the Coasters, Every Beat of My Heart by Gladys Knight and the Pips, Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino, Blue Moon by the Marcells, Diana by Paul Anka, Tonight's Night by the Shirelles, Jenny Take a Ride by Mitch Ryder, Wild One by Bobby Rydell, Tears on My Pillow by Little Anthony and the Imperials, Summertime Blues by Eddie Cochran, Over the Mountain by Johnny and Joe, Up on a Mountain by the Magnificents, Let the Little Girl Dance by Belly Bland, Mashed Potatoes by Dee Dee Sharp, Mr. Lee by the Bobettes, Great Balls of Fire by Johnny Lee Lewis, Blue Suede Shoes by Carl Perkins, Church Bells May Ring by the Willows, Silhouettes by the Rays, I Want You to Be My Girl by Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, Bound to Iowa by the Quintones, Sunday Kind of Love by the Harp Tones, Eddie My Love by the Teen Queens, When You Dance by the Turbans, My Boyfriend's Back by the Angels, The Closer You Are by the Channels, Raunchy by Belle Justice, Lovers Never Say Goodbye by the Flamingos, For Your Precious Love by Jerry Butler, To the Isle by the Five Satins, Take Good Care of My Baby by Bobby V, South Street by the Orlons, Let Me In by the Sensations, Last Kiss by J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers, Forever Loving You and the Eldorados, Sweet Little 16 by Chuck Berry, Barbara Ann by the Regents, Save the Last Dance for Me by the Drifters, Tower of Strength by Gene McDaniels, and Bristol Shot by the Bells. You see, that's full of good songs too, all mainly from the 50s. Okay, now this is one that my mom had, and it's like the other readers I just what I showed you. And this one is hey, good looking. It's full of country ones, and yes, it's on like 7 LPs here. Okay, so I'll hold this up and like this so I can read the songs and artists off to you. It's Hey Good Looking by Jimette Brown, Game People Play by Dolly Parton, Before the Next Teardrop Falls by Freddie Fender, Everything is Beautiful by Billy Joe Spears, Yesterday When I Was Young by Ray Clark, Rose Garden by Glenn Campbell, Could I Have This Dance by Anne Murray, Here You Come Again by B.J. Thomas, One Night Dream by Crystal Gale, Help Me Make It Through the Night by Glenn Campbell, Darling by Barbara Mandrell, I Believe in music by Bobby Goldsboro. That's all of record two. Record one. Record two. The first. Okay, for the first album, it's Country Jukebox. Record two is today's easy listening country. So the songs are Lucky Me by Anne Murray, Southern Nights by Ray Clark, Desperado by Dottie West, It's Had to Be Lined by B.J. Thomas, Take Me Home Country Roads by Skeeter Davis, It's All in the Game by Tom T. Howell, Crying by Dottie West, Rhinestone Cowboy by Slim Whitman, I'm Leaving It All Up to You by Linda Ronstadt, Daydream Believer by Anne Murray, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain by Jim Neighbors, When Will I Be Loved by Tanya Tucker. Record three is Country Gold of the 60s. And the songs and artists are Folsom Prison Blues by Jerry Reed, The Harper Valley PTA by Dolly Parton, I Fall to Pieces by Linda Ronstadt, Jackson by Dottie West and Jimmy Dean with the Jordanaires, With Pen in Hand by Eddie Arnold, I'll Be Your Baby Tonight by Anne Murray, There Goes My Everything by Loretta Lynn, Hello Walls by Willie Nelson, I Still Miss Someone by Crystal Gale, Divorce by Dolly Parton, She Thinks I Still Care by George Jones, Paper Roses by Loretta Lynn. Side 4 is Country Hits Strictly Instrumental. So on that are King of the Road by Glenn Campbell on the guitar, Steel Guitar Right with Chet Atkins on guitar, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue with Floyd Kramer on the piano, Please Mr. Please, Danny Davis and the Nashville Brass, and the Nashville Sounds vocal. Today I Start Loving You Again by Ray Clark on the guitar, High Noon by Larry Butler and Friends. Okay, that was side one, that was instrumental. Side two is Sweet Harmony of Country Groups, and the songs and artists on it are Singing the Blues by the Anita Kerr Singers, Let It Be Me, the Danny Davis Singers, Every Time You Touch Me, I Get High, the Anita Kerr Singers, Four Walls by the Danny Davis Singers, and I Love by the Anita Kerr Singers. Okay, record 5 is fabulous 40s and 50s. Country's fabulous 40s and 50s. It has Crazy Arms by Willie Nelson, Brian Candidos by Freddie Fender, I Walk the Line by Patti Page, Goodnight Irene by Eddie Arnold, Rosemary by Slim Whitman, I Wasn't Good. It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels by Loretta Lynn. The Waltz You Saved for Me by Merle Haggard. Side 2 is The Wabash Cannonball by Jerry Reed. Walking the Floor Over You by Patti Page. Chattanooga Shoeshine Boy by Floyd Kramer. Born to Lose by Tennessee Ernie Ford. San Antonio Rose by Jim Neighbors. Lovesick Blues by Merle Haggard. Record 6 is Street Country Lovin', and the songs on it are Tennessee Waltz by Eddie Arnold, For the Good Times by Loretta Lynn, Secret Love by Slim Whitman, uh, Have I Told You Lately That I Love You by Jim Brown and Helen Cornelius, Behind Closed Doors by Loretta Lynn, A Thing Called Love by Jerry Reed, Heartbreaker by Dolly Parton, Love Me With All Your Heart by uh, Love Me With All Your Heart, and Cuando Caliente El Cel by Johnny Rodriguez, You Needed Me by Floyd Kramer, Snowbird by Dottie Wet, It Was Almost Like a Song by Ray Clark. Okay, so, okay, record 7, side 1 is Country Stars Go to Town. And the songs and artists for that are Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head by Dottie West, Release Me by Patty Page, Georgia on My Mind by Jerry Reed, Hey, Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song by Billy Joe Spears, After the Love by Barbara Mandrell, Say You'll Stay Until Tomorrow by Jim Neighbors. And side 2 is All-Star Salute to Elvis. And the songs and artists are Heartbreak Hotel by Tanya Tucker, Blue Hawaii by Patty Page, Can't Help Falling in Love, Brenda Lee, In the Get Up by Dolly Parton, and My Way by Glenn Campbell. So that's all of them on that one. And I have one more. Yes, one more. Reader's Digest one. This one I got in that box set I told you about from. I have another box set down there, but I won't show it to. I got this in like that box set I got for $5 from at Half Price Book. See, it's we have a clearance store here in Rockford for them, and it's another 7 record set. It's those were the days those were our songs, the early 40s. So this is before rock and roll, and go by here. Okay, they have it. Okay, so starting with side 1, it's for all side 1 is 1940. It's Blueberry Hill. It's Glenn Miller and his orchestra, and Ray Burrow vocal. When the Swallows come back to Capistrano by the Ink Spots, Make Believe Island by Jan Savage and the Top Hatters / George Bon Tunnel vocal. Down Argentina Way by Bob Crosby and the Bobcats, and Billy King and the Bobolinks vocal. Our Love Affair by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra and the vocal. Boat Serenade by the Andrews Sisters with Frank Schoen and his orchestra. Side 2 of it is Call of the Canyon, Glenn Miller and his orchestra with Ray Burrell as vocal. Whispering Grass, Don't Tell the Trees by the Ink Spots. Lead Through by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra and vocal. Where Was I by Charlie Barnett and his orchestra with Marianne McCall vocal. Trade Winds by Bing Crosby with Dick McIntyre and his Harmony Hawaiians. Dolomite by Ashton Hawkins and his orchestra. Okay, side 2 is all 1941. And the songs and artists are Intermezzo by Wayne King and his orchestra, My Sister and I by Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra with Bob Everly vocal, Maria Elena by Tony Pastor and his orchestra with Dusty Anderson vocal. Let me adjust myself. Now we're, there it was. The Things I Love by Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra, Bob Beverly vocal. The Hut song by the Four King Sisters with the Earthen Rays. You and I, Glenn Miller and his orchestra, Ray Libero vocal. Tonight We Love, Tony Martin with orchestra under the direction of David Rose. I Don't Want to Set the Whole World on Fire by the Ink Spots. Tune in Love by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra, Frank Sinatra vocal. Those were our songs that 1942 is all of record 3, and the songs are Moonlight Becomes You by Glenn Miller and his orchestra with Skip Nelson and the Modern Airs vocal. Strip Polka by Johnny Mercer and his orchestra. My Devotion by Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra with Bob Everly vocal. I Don't Want to Walk Without You by Bing Crosby with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra. 1 Roses by Glenn Gray and the Casa Loma Orchestra, P.V. Hunt vocals. Just As Though You Were Here, Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Sinatra on vocal. Mr. 5x5 by Freddie Slack and his orchestra with LMA Morse on the vocal. I Remember You by Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra with Bob Everly on the vocals. Miss You by Dinah Shore. Dearly Beloved by Glenn Miller and his orchestra with Skip Nelson vocal. Left My Heart at the Stage Orchentines by Sammy Kaye and his orchestra with Don Cornell vocal. Amen with Woody Herman and his orchestra, Woody Herman doing the vocal. Okay, those are the dates then for the year 1943 is all of side of record 4. And the songs and artists are As You Go By Rudy Valley and his Connecticut Yankees, Rudy Valley vocal. Don't Get Around Much Anymore with Glenn Gray and the Casa Loma Orchestra, Kenny Sargent and the Broom Sisters vocal. People Will Say We're in Love by Bing Crosby with Trudy Irwin and the Sportsman Glee Club. They're Either Too Young or Too Old by Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra with the Kitty Callan vocal. Why Don't You Fall in Love with Me by Dinah Shore. Johnny Zero, the Song Spinners. That Black Oak Magic by Glenn Miller and his orchestra with Skip Nelson and the Modern Airs vocal. We Start All Over Again with Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra vocal. Put Your Arms Around Me by Dick Haymes and the Song Spinners. You'd Be So Nice to Come Home to Me by Dinah Shore. It's Always You by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra vocal. Pistol Packin' Mama by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters with Vic Schoen and his orchestra. Okay, record 5 has out 1944. Record 5 and record 6 have out 1944. And record 7 and 8 are all 1944. And those songs are Valley Song by Vince Monroe with Marilyn Duke. It's Rockin' Horse Ran Away by Betty Hutton. Do Nothing Till You Hear From Me by Woody Herman and his orchestra with Woody Herman on vocal. I Love You by Joe Stafford. Don't Fence Me In by Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sisters with Vic Schoen and his orchestra. Good Night Wherever You Are by Russ Morgan and his orchestra with Russ Morgan on vocal. Milkman, Keep Those Bottles Quiet by Ella Mae Morse. I'll Walk Alone by Marilyn Martin with orchestra directed by Camerata. Armor by Bing Crosby with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra. When They Ask About You by Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra with Kitty Callan vocals. I Dream of You with Andy Horst. I Dream of You by Andy Russell. It Had to Be You by Dick Kingston and Helen Forrest with Victor Young and his orchestra. You Always Hurt the One You Love by the Melons Brothers. Long Ago and Far Away by Perry Como with chorus. Mitchell Ayers conductor. Oh, What a Beautiful Morning by Ben Crosby with Rudy Irwin and the Sparkman Glee Club. Daybreak by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra vocal. Daybreak by Tommy Dorsey and his, sorry if I just said that one. In My Arms by Dick Haynes and the Spinners. When the Lights Go On Again all over the world with Von Monroe and his orchestra, or by those, those were okay. So guess side 7 or record 6 side 2 through the end are Those Are Our Girls. I just noticed that. So those songs are It Could Happen to You, Joe Stafford. No Love, No Nothing by Ella Mae Morse. Dance with the Dolly with the Hole in Her Stocking by Evelyn Knight with orchestra directed by Camarada. I Hear Her Rhapsody by Dinah Shore. I'm Nobody's Baby by Judy Garland with orchestra directed by Bobby Sherwood. Bless America by God Bless America by Kate Smith, of course, an excellent song. There Goes That Song Again by Russ Morgan. Take Me by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra on vocals. The band played on by Galen Barlow and his Royal Canadians with Kenny Gardner and Lombardo Trio on vocals. How Many Hearts Have You Broken by Stan Kenton and his orchestra with Gene Howard vocal. Blue Champagne by Jimmy Dorsey and the orchestra with Bob Everly on vocal. Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree with Anybody Else But Me by Glenn Miller and his orchestra with Marianne Hutton, Tex Beneke, and Modern Airs vocal. And then, number 7, side 1, where Those Were Our Bands. That's what it fell under. And I forgot to say that. And then side 2 those were the hits of World War II. And the songs and artists are G.I. Jive by Louis Jordan and Tiffany 5 with Louis Jordan vocal. Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition, the Mary Macs. Till Reveille, Bing Crosby with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra. The White Cliffs of Dover by Glenn Miller and his orchestra, Ray Barrow vocals. Johnny Hellboy, Fonda Rose in Ireland by Galen Barlow and his Royal Canadians with Kenny Gardner vocal. And the last one is I'll Be Seeing You by Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra on vocals. Oh, that was another long one. And I see I've gone over 3 hours now. That's rare for me. But I don't have too much longer. So I'll give you 2 more box sets here. So one more that I have from Reader's Digest, but I won't show you that because that's all opera that I got in that box set. But this one was interesting too. It's Country Music Cavalcade Jamboree featuring the legendary music of Hank Williams. And the songs on it are, okay, see, make sure I have the, okay, it's 3 albums in it. Okay, the first one's of Hank Williams. Side 1 is Your Cheating Heart, Jambalaya on the Bayou. You Win Again, Half as Much, I Can't Help It If I'm Still in Love with You. That's all side 1. Oh, and this is from 1980, this box set. And album 1 side 2 is Hey Good Looking by Hank Williams, Cold Cold Heart by Hank Williams, Lovesick Blues by Hank Williams, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry by Hank Williams, Elijah, the Woodman Indian by Hank Williams. The Life and Legend of Hank Williams by Frank Stater. Okay, and then album 2 of the first side is He Has My Name, The Other Has My Heart by Jerry Lee Lewis. This Old House by Rex Allen Sr., Tennessee Waltz by Patty Page, White Lightning by George Jones, All My Hard Times by Roy Dresky, Talk Back Trembling Lips by Roy Dresky, The Old Country Church by Jerry Lee Lewis, Big Guitar by Bell Justice Combo, Treasure of Love by George Jones, Please Be Happy by Memphis Blue, Old Time Religion by Rex Allen Sr., and number 2, record 3, Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper, Amazing Grace by the Plainsmen, Ranji by Bell Justice Combo, Go On Home by Patty Page, Don't Go Near the Indians by Rex Allen Sr., Hey Baby by Bruce Chanel, Family Bible by George Jones, Moody River by Joe Hardallo, Just a Dream by Jimmy Clanton, There Was a Time by the Ramblers featuring Bonnie Jean, and Tello Walls by Rusty Draper. Okay, that's all that box set, but I thought it was pretty interesting with Hank Williams and stuff in there too. Like, it was mainly album 3 where artists sang stuff other than Hank Williams and Sons. Okay, the only other one I have, I'm just going to show you the top cover because both parts are bad. It's one that my mom's had a long time. It's sort of like it's on the Christian one, it's Onward Records, which is a Christian label, and it's America's Best Loved Hymns. This is one that I got from my mom that was in her collection. And there's 4 records in there, so I'm going to, and it's all Christian songs, so I won't even read them off the songs off. I'll just let it go at that. And looks like that's it for the day for my various artist compilations. Like I said, come back tomorrow and I'll do the first episode of another episode of my special show, my special episodes where it's going to be first part of my greatest hits albums, my collection. And just remember some of those things I said today because you'll hear them a lot in the greatest hits albums. And later on, whenever I show my albums, you'll see a lot of those artists. And I see that there's still two people watching the stage here for the full 3+ hour show. I congratulate you. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be doing some of the greatest hits compilations in my collection. So with that said, until then, take it easy and keep on rocking.